Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. Today is the 23rd of February 2023. I saw Cocaine Bear. I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp. We're going to talk about Lord of the Rings. We're going to be talking about Harvey Weinstein getting sentenced. We're talking about friggin' Suicide Squad. We're going to be talking about YouTube sector drama. And my God, folks, probably a hell of a lot more. It's Hollywood After Dark. You know what time it is. It's time for some motherfucking movie talk. So let's fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. I know it's another late stream, but today I had to do stuff. I actually literally just got home from seeing a double feature. I talked about this last night, and I saw Cocaine Bear, and I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I got to say a couple things. One, I without going into spoilers, I have to just say Ant-Man and the Wasp, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I don't know what the hell the critics were smoking when they were shitting on that movie. I honestly don't know what the hell people were talking about. That movie, to break it down to its brass tacks, to break it down to the concept that I think most people need to realize going into this movie is this is the closest goddamn thing Marvel is going to get to Star Wars. It feels like Star Wars. It is a more competent story than The Rise of Skywalker. It's a nice end to that trilogy. It is a nice setup for what is to come. It is fun. I had a smile on my face the entire movie. I was laughing at all the jokes. I was getting emotionally invested into the characters. Kang was an amazing villain. There is actual stakes. He actually felt intimidating. He felt threatening. And he, my friends, was literally just the tip of the damn iceberg. Never mind, that second post-credit scene got me so happy. I was like, just for what it was, I'm so excited for what's to come based upon that. And I'm glad that I didn't read any of the leaks that came out. I'm really glad I avoided all the leaks because I didn't know anything going into this movie. I had avoided all the heavy spoilers, and I'm very glad that I did. Loved the ever-loving shit out of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It is up there in the high echelons of my favorite MCU films. I am so looking forward to watching this again, and really just gotta say, it was good. It was really solid. I had a lot of fun with it. It was way better than number 2 because that was just a setup movie. This was also a setup movie, but again, they had stakes. I really enjoyed MODOK. I thought that was really good. I enjoyed, again, how they tied it all together. The effects were fantastic. It totally was Star Wars, you guys. It was absolutely Star Wars. Really, really loved it. I mean, here's the thing. Satish here says Ant-Man 3 is going to have a big second weekend drop. It might. But I would, if somebody asked me if I wanted to go see this again in theaters, I would absolutely go see it again in theaters. Whereas if someone was like, hey, do you want to watch Black Panther Wakanda Forever again? No, I don't. Black Panther Wakanda Forever was a chore to get through. It was just like, oh, okay, fine. Here we go again. I get it. We all mourn Chadwick Boseman. I understand that, but that movie was just not good. This movie was fun. It was quick paced. It was snappy. Like I said, it is Marvel's version of Star Wars in a way that the cosmic side of things, under the tutelage and the control of James Gunn, simply wasn't able to get. And I really feel that the people that Peyton Reed learned a lot from Filoni and Favreau while working on The Mandalorian season 2, especially episode 2 and the finale, that he really brought that to this. And it just made it so much more approachable and so much more fun. And it wasn't wasted, right? But then you got your people out there that are like, oh my God, it's a commie, it's Ant-Man, commie mania. Oh my God. Well, because the word socialism makes an appearance one time in the movie. And they actually talk about benefiting, like helping people who need help and not just looking the other way because it doesn't involve you. Right? Like, oh my God, it was so funny. There's the people that were attacking this, like Nerdrotic and heel versus babyface and shit. The fact that they're out there just like, calling it like commie propaganda or things like that just proved that they would back Kang. It's like, They're up against like the literal definition of a fascist dictator. And they all but say that. And yet these guys are like, no, man, this is fucking, this movie has touches of fucking progressive ideology and a hint of, maybe not shitting on socialism 100%. Never mind, it's very much put out there in a context that these pea-brained, mouth-breathing, troglodyte-dwelling fucking knuckle-draggers have no goddamn concept of. And so anyone out there that's like, this movie is fucking political, this will go, hey, look, you're a fucking fascist, all right? Like, you back fascism. If you think this movie is political, you're literally backing fascism. Like, that's just where it's at with that shit. I think it's absolutely fucking stupid to some of the shit that I've seen people say about this goddamn movie. And I'm hoping word of mouth does well, because it was a blast. I had a blast watching it. This cat don't play here says Wakanda Forever doesn't take too well to repeat viewings, since the first half's essentially a funeral. Yeah, I didn't even care. I didn't even care for like that, to be honest with you. But okay, there's a couple supers to get through here. I want to make sure I've got everything. Because you guys have been posting a little bit here. Again, I was behind tonight. But let me also, before I dive into the super chats, because by the way, thank you everybody for the ones you guys have already sent in. I do want to also say that Cocaine Bear, watch it on home video. It's all marketing. The marketing on that movie is phenomenal. The marketing on that movie is great. The marketing on that movie made it out to be probably like the funniest movie of the year. It's not funny. Like, it's not funny. It's not even like dark humor or black humor. It's like there's moments of it. I think outside of the stuff that was in the trailer, like, and even the stuff that was in the trailer that I knew was coming, and that made me laugh in the context of the trailer, didn't even make me laugh in the context of the movie. It's a drama. It's more drama than it is a comedy. And I really I kind of look at Elizabeth Banks. The directing on it was not good. Some of the performances were really not very good for considering who was there. They spend a great deal of time establishing characters you don't really care about at all. There's an A plot, a B plot, and even kind of a C plot that are whatever. People show up just to die. I mean, obviously that's going to happen. But again, you see the vast majority of that in the trailer. This is a movie that is all marketing. And I was like actually disappointed as I was watching it. But to be fair, as the movie started, I was already like running behind. I got there literally with 2 minutes to go before the actual opening credits and stuff. But these three teenagers walked in who I had seen in the parking lot on my way in to the theater, and they were harassing someone out there, and these are non-black gentlemen that are using the N-word relatively freely. A ending, not hard R ending, but I thought that was interesting that they were just saying it out and about. They walk in the movie, they start talking during the movie, they pull out their phone, they start taking pictures of the screen. We're talking flash photography during the first 15 minutes of the movie. People did tell them to shush, but nobody got up and said anything. I got up, went and found a manager and told him. And once the manager came in, the guy tells me, he's just like, well, I can't do anything unless I see him do it. Right. And I'm all like, yeah, no, I get that, man. Just but tell him to shut the fuck up. Cause I paid my money. They paid their money too, but they don't get to just, disturb stuff. And so that kind of maybe took me out of the opening of the movie a little bit. So maybe that kind of influenced how I feel. But what I was waiting for was for stuff that really wasn't in the trailer. And there's okay stuff that's there, but you just don't have a real connection to these characters. As much as I love Alden Ehrenreich, I just felt like he didn't really come into the character till the end of the movie. O'Shea Jackson Jr. again was okay, they're there. Kerry Russell was just kind of whatever. It was just like a movie with bit parts that were trying to fill a 90-minute runtime about a bear that is, fueled by cocaine simply because it was based on true events. They could have written a much funnier movie than that. They really could have written a much funnier movie than that. And yeah, it's not I don't view it as being rewatchable, Violent Night rewatchable. Megan, the unrated cut I want to see could be more rewatchable, but this one it's not bad. I wouldn't say don't watch it. I would just say wait till Peacock or wait till streaming or wait till you can watch it elsewhere. It's really not worth the theatrical experience. The trailer made it out to be like that. It really did. And that is where it's probably got my vote for like the most deceptive marketing, as weird as that is to say. But yeah, that was my whole take on that movie. I need to watch it again because those kids were cunts. I mean, yeah, they were. They were absolutely definitely cunty about it. And I mean, look, the thing was, they saw me where I parked. So after the movie, while I was waiting for Ant-Man to start, I got up, I walked out to the parking lot to see if they had like, because they kept getting, here's the thing, they kept getting up and leaving during the movie, right? Like literally, like they would each get up and walk out for like 15 minutes at a time, you know, because I was paying attention because that's part of like, you know, my old job. You can't really break the habit, so to speak. And so like they're getting up and they're walking out and they're walking back in 15 minutes later and they're kind of giggling amongst themselves and shit. And I'm like, did they even pay to get in? You know, like the manager never came back to double check, but then again, no one else said anything. You know, but people just don't want to say shit. And I'm like, no, we all paid fucking money to be here. But it was like, it's like when I saw Violent Night, the crowd I saw Violent Night with on opening night laughed their ass off at Cocaine Bear. That movie, the trailer alone sold that movie on so many people. Even my dad wants to see it. And man, it just did not live up to the expectation. Whereas I went into Ant-Man and the Wasp with relatively lower expectations. I was like, all right, whatever, man. You know, like I haven't seen Eternals, but like, all right, we'll see how this one goes. You know, like I love Paul Rudd. I do love these movies. And literally within like the first 30 seconds, I was dialed into this movie. I was 100% in, smiling, laughing, having good, you know, the banter between the family members was great. I thought the setup was really good. I enjoyed everything that happened, and the movie was competent and for its runtime, and it did what it needed to do, and it did what it needed to do very well. And so for that, I appreciate that. But yeah, really on that front, I'm just saying I was really, I'll watch Cocaine Bear again when it hits home video, but in the meantime, I really can't fully, recommend it. So it's like not good, but not bad. It's like, it's not good, but it's like, yeah, it's not terrible. Also, man, H-Barts, dude, fucking 50 bones, man. Thank you so much. I will, I'll get to the other supers first, but this dropped right in. I have to get to it. Anyway, H-Bars for 50, thank you, says, when me and my dad saw Avatar, my dad had some annoying Mexicans talking real loud next to him and chewing with their mouth open. So it took him a lot to not say anything. Also, I'm Mexican for anybody wondering why I'm calling them out. Here's a problem when it comes to movies, right? Like, at home, you can deal with distraction because we're used to it anyway, right? When we watch TV, we're on our phones, people are doing stuff. That kind of crap happens all the time. You know, we're used to it. When you go to a fucking theater, there's goddamned protocol. There's fucking respect. You know what I mean? Don't be on your phone. Or if you have to be on your phone, turn the brightness all the way fucking down. Right? Like that's the least you can do. I'm not getting, you know, some people check their phone during a movie once or twice. That doesn't bother me at all. But it's like when the brightness is up, or in some cases I've been in theaters where like people walk in on their cell phone talking very loud and you're like, the fuck are you doing? You know, and then all the years I worked at the theaters, I'm an asshole on that front. Like I don't give a shit, right? Like the user experience is what we're there for, right? They're the ones that pay our bills. And if we allow, this is the way it works, guys. This is the way it fucking works. Is if you go to a theater and someone is there and they're making noise and they're being disruptive and the crew does nothing to stop it. They just go, well, we're not supposed to, or blah, blah, fucking blah. Don't go back to that theater. And I'll tell you why. Because they don't have control. They don't have control. So if there actually is a situation that requires their expertise to step in and do something, and these are all minimum wage paying kids, so I don't expect them to do much, right? But telling someone to pipe the fuck down, shut the fuck up, or get the fuck out is not even something that they should really even be too worried about, because most people are just going to get up and leave. And if you need to, you call security. Security will come and handle it. Believe me, that's part of the job that they love. Security guards love exuding that kind of control. Managers also love exuding that kind of control. And I'm a bit of a dick, so I also loved exuding that kind of control. However, I only enjoy doing it as a last-ditch effort. Really, as a last-ditch effort. But what I always wanted to do, what I always did, and I made sure all of my customers have known this across the theaters I've worked at that I was in charge of, I made them abundantly clear, we have our shit on lock, right? We have our shit fucking running like as much of a finely tuned machine as we possibly can. We have control. because then our customers feel safe. Our customers feel like their time and their money and their patronage are going to be valued and appreciated. They love that kind of stuff because they want to go and enjoy an experience. When you go to a theater and you can tell that they don't care and they let people just do whatever they fucking want, that's why more people are just waiting to watch at home. That's why theaters are dying. Really, if you want my honest opinion, a lot of it is also probably the prices and maybe even some mistake like the choice of movie, but people will always still justify entertainment. In LA, movies are a serious fucking deal. Right? Like, oh man, I felt at home in LA theaters because people go into that auditorium with a level of respect, with a modicum of decorum in order to make sure that people who worked really hard on these movies, that they get the recognition that they deserve and that they get the people's attention that they're striving to get. When you go out into the wild and you've got these teenagers that, are like the backbone of a lot of these theaters, let's be fair, and they can do whatever the fuck they want and no one ever wants to say anything or do anything about that, it ends up becoming a massive fucking issue because people out there simply just don't want to deal with it. So they just wait for home. And if you wonder why movies are dying, that's why movie theaters are dying, is because of that. That's the key. That is the basic reason. And if you're going like, no, that's not the case. Yeah, you can eat my shorts. All right. My source on this is 15 years of fucking experience. That's my source on this. My own lived experiences in not only San Diego, but Portland and Los Angeles. And all the other fucking theaters I've gone to are actually the people who work there give a shit. And they make it so the experience is good. That's how you save theaters first and foremost. It requires an on-the-ground effort to make sure that people actually are enjoying their time there. That's it. That's what it boils down to. Anyway, yeah, these kids were cunts and they pissed me the fuck off. Sorry. That kind of pissed me off, man. Like I would never go as far as to call like the authorities on somebody about anything like that. But like at the drive-in, we allowed drinking. So the cops would have to be called every once in a while simply because of that. But because, like I said, when you have your shit locked down and you run a tight ship, we never had to involve the authorities unless there was a solid reason to involve the authorities. When that happened, friends, literally within like 5 minutes, I had a sheriff's deputy at my theater. Within 5 minutes, every time, it didn't matter. And the reason why they were there at the drop of a hat every time I called, or we had to call, was because we never bothered them unless it was something that needed to be handled. The thing is, look, people drink, okay? They smoke weed. We had 3 simple rules. You can drink, smoke, or fuck. Just don't bother anybody else. That's generally our rule of thumb there, okay? It's an outdoor auditorium. It's busy during the summer. People like to imbibe, but we understand that. Be cool. We're cool. It's all cool. It's all gravy. It's all good. That's how it works. That's how these things should work. If the cops hated us, if the cops were fucking dicks, they could sit outside our theater and just wait for people to exit and then just see if they could catch someone who was drunk and pull them over for a DUI, which they never did. Now, I'm not saying that people like always drove home sober. I clearly know that's not the case, right? I think we all can kind of acknowledge that. But they still never did anything. We never provided them booze, so I never felt like there was a guilty situation there. But they also never fucked with us and like made our business suffer as a result of that. But they worked with us if we needed them to. And most cops, I think, would actually fucking do that. But it still requires management to actually attempt to fucking control the situation, to control the theater, and they simply don't. Sorry guys, like I'm on a huge ass fucking rant on this one, but I'm just saying that's a thing for me. All right, like that's a thing for me. I take that very seriously. I should have told those punks I was a leader of the Jarbo cartel. Yeah, maybe if it would have come down to it and shit. H bar says here, if it was a homeless guy, Matt would have beat them up. No. And here's the thing. You can't call me a Karen because it's not a Karen situation. If these idiots were out there selling lemonade on the street or having a goddamn barbecue, why would I call the authorities? But if they pay money to go into to a theater where it's full of other people who paid money to go into a theater and they feel that they have the right to talk loudly, to be disruptive, to be a dick. No, fuck you. That ain't being a Karen. That ain't being a Karen to call that shit the fuck out. That's being respectful of the people around you to call that shit the fuck out and to remind people that that kind of social behavior is not accepted. If you want to act like a fool, go the fuck outside. You know what I mean? And these are all teenagers and whatnot. But like I said, they're dropping N-bombs left and right and shit, like to each other mostly. They didn't call anyone else on that one, but it was just like, Yeah, you guys ain't black. What the fuck you doing? You know what I mean? It's some shit. It's some shit. But that's one of the reasons why people don't want to go to the fucking, they don't want to go to the movie theaters. Fourth asking, is there an after credit scene for Cocaine Shark? No, there's not. There are 2 post credit scenes in Cocaine Bear. Both of them are, quite frankly, pretty like missable, to be fair. Like they're not great. All right here. So, thank you all very much. Let's see here. Hold on. I did miss people like Michael Pena, Judy Greer, Bobby Cannavale, and Randall Park in Quantumania, though. How was Ray Liotta? Ray Liotta was good in Cocaine Bear. But Randall Park is in Quantumania for about 5 seconds. But he's in the movie. He's in the movie. Anyway, though, thank you for that. All right, so kicking off, we got Isaac here with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Isaac. Saying here, with the celebration of a successful operation of the family pet, I figured I could send a super chat and share a trailer for the end. Check Twitter DM. Since yeah, okay. We'll check it out at the end, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll get to that. We got some stuff to take a look at anyway. H-Bart's here for 2. Thank you. Says Eternals got bad reviews, but it's a masterpiece. I mean, like, I need to watch Eternals to see whether or not H-Bart's has red pilled me on it. Because I red pilled him on Avatar. So, he's been out there really, really, really singing the praises of Chloe Zhao. So about how Eternals is great. But I'll tell you what I looked for, and I didn't see it. Maybe it's there in the opening credits, the Marvel Studios credit. I was looking for Eternals to pop up on there. I didn't see it, but I did see Moon Knight. I have to go back and look at it again because there's like the big collage. But I saw Moon Knight in there, and that made me happy. That made me very happy there. Moisture here for 2. Thank you. Says, are you friends with Poindexter Lounge? I would say Enosh and I are cool. I mean, he's kind of largely like dipped out of doing this kind of stuff. He'll do it occasionally. He doesn't do it like I do. And obviously after last night and the drama from last night, there's, and I think even more drama today. I wasn't really paying attention, but I heard some stuff happened. I think like in many instances, what we're seeing here is, people who just want to get back to having conversations, who just want to talk about movies. I mean, I even had people today, hit me up asking, where, the link for Running Man, the episode of Podio Commentary. They wanted to listen to that, and that's actually been doing okay. And going up a few subscribers. We're getting closer to 6. That's awesome. So I appreciate that, everybody. Thank you. All right. So H-Bar here says, 2, if he wants to bring back Jackson. Are you talking about Lord of the Rings? We'll talk a bit about that, but I think that's what you're referring to, so let me know on that. Thank you. H-Bar's here for 5 did say, I canceled my membership to Max until he stops defending cultists. That to me, God, what the fuck? Saggy, is that you? I gotta hold on. I'm gonna answer this and I'm gonna go check that because that caught my eye. All right, so I know today. Look, I know Max had on Zod Rider and everything, and a lot of Sills guys came on in and started just kind of donating lots of super chats and everything else. And I heard a lot of complaints about that. I was getting DMs while I was watching movies and everything. Max can have on who he wants to have on, but obviously, it comes with a cost, and that cost is, the people that are giving him the praise right now, that are backing him up right now, are only doing that to get at Max's actual friends who are frustrated with him. That's just the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is that they're frustrated with Max because they feel like he doesn't defend them in situations where they feel they should be defended. And they're not wrong. I mean, if you feel slighted by somebody and your friend, you want your friends to get your back. I think that's just like how we all are. Max likes to kind of talk to everybody, that we know that. But I think there's a difference, like a night after this sort of thing goes down, you're on there and then you're just getting peppered with super chats, bathed with super chats from people who are doing it only to get at your friends, and so I don't know. I mean, I don't have a dog in that fight, so to speak. I speak for myself. I make fun of Syl and those guys all the time and shit. And I criticize Max to his face quite often. Those who've seen me over there know I do that. But Max and I think have a general understanding about stuff. And in fact, Max actually called me tonight as I was getting home from the movie. I had to take the trash out. and it's like 25 degrees outside. And so I just kind of like, I grabbed I hurt my hand, on one of the trash cans. So I'm just kind of like that. I had to, whatever with that. But yeah, look, I do what you got to do, man. You know what I mean? But really the only way to hold people accountable in this is to kind of withhold the finances if that's what they rely on. You know what I mean? That is just how the shit works out. That's your version of a consumer boycott on that one there. So, but thank you for that. All right. Let's see here. Max says, I was planning Zod to be on for 2 months. I think the timing was a little bad, to be fair. All right. You want to send a link? I totally forgot the Hogwarts thing today. God damn it. I'm going to make that. We'll bring that up as well. But Saggy drops a fucking hundo, Saggy. Holy shit. Girl, this is a lot of bubble tea. There's a lot of bubble tea. I appreciate that. She says, thank you for being a true and honest friend. Always have my back and not afraid to call me out when my ass needs to be. You are the real one, so make sure you take the family to dinner on me next month when we all get paid out. Hashtag only real ones allowed. Well, thank you. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Saggy. I'm going to take this $100, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my girlfriend, my 5-year-old, and my 3.5-year-old, and I'm going to take the girls to their very first movie. We haven't taken them to a movie yet because we felt they've been a little bit young. But I'm going to take, because my daughter was begging me today to take her to go see Cocaine Bear. My 5-year-old's like, Daddy, can I go with you to the movie? No, kiddo, you can't come with me to the movie. But I want to see the bear movie. I'm like, kiddo, it's not a good bear. The bear does bad things. It's an adult movie. The bear does bad things. But it looks so cute. I want to see the bear movie. I'm like, you can't see the bear movie. And all that did, and this is true, all that did is take me back to when I was 5 years old in 1987 and RoboCop was coming out. And all I wanted to do was see fucking RoboCop. That was all I cared about as a 5-year-old. That's all I gave a shit about, was wanting to see RoboCop. And so my mom went on a date with this guy. Like, he was a naval recruiter named Danny. He was a nice guy and everything else, but they went on a date. And I'm like, well, what are you guys doing? And my mom's like, well, we're going to go see a movie. And I'm like, oh, what are you going to go see? She's like, oh, we're going to go see RoboCop. And I'm pretty sure if I was 5 years old and I could have understood what the word cunt meant, I probably would have said it at my mom, because that's how much I cared at that point in time. But sometimes certain things have a silver lining. Okay. That night, I did not go see my first R-rated movie of RoboCop. That night, I saw my very first R-rated movie at all, and it was Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I still remember when I'm being 5 years old and watching Bloodsport for the first time. And that movie, my friends, holy fucking shit, that's a good movie to start with. So I kind of love the fact that my 5-year-old is like really wanting to go see movies with me. And she wants to see movies that she wants to see. Like I wanted RoboCop, she wanted Cocaine Bear. She could when she's older watch Cocaine Bear and think to herself, like, flat out, this is the best movie I've ever seen. This is like the best comedy I've ever seen, or whatever. Because I still to this day adore RoboCop. So I always kind of laugh at that. But anyway, what I'm going to do, Saggy, is I'll take this money and I will take the girls to go see Super Mario Brothers when it opens up in early April. I will take them to go see it, because that's what we're going to go do. We're going to take them to go see that. And I told her tonight before we left that I would take her to go see it. And so this just solidifies it. So her very first movie and her sister's very first movie will be, I think, a great choice. The Super Mario Brothers movie. They don't know much about Mario, but they're going to learn. We've watched a bunch of Mario Odyssey videos on YouTube, and she loves Mario from what she's seen. She's also really into Avatar. She told my girlfriend yesterday she wants an Avatar birthday party. Her birthday is not till December, right? But it's like, she's coming into her own on that, and she's learning to love movies, kind of like how I did at that age. And as a father, holy fuck, that's amazing. My kids are awesome. So thank you for that, Saggy. I really, really, really appreciate that. That's very, very, very generous. Thank you, HBarts and Saggy, 100%. Now, I did send Max a link because he did request it, so I want to get his side of things. HBarts here for 5. Thank you. Says, Saw Rodan put out a video saying he hates this drama, yet still talks about it. Also said people who use AI are weird, and I don't get how that's weird. Well, I mean, so the AI situation in regards to last night's controversy has a lot to do with the fact that Eddie Diaz had made that clip of Max rather than just say it to Max directly. And I think that's something Max had an issue with. But Max here can speak for himself because he's here on the panel. Max, how's it going, man?
Hey everyone, I'm having a really good day. I'm not going to address any drama. I'm just happy you liked Quantumania 3. Disappointed that Cocaine Bear wasn't like that Hangover thing.
I really wish it was,
I
dude.
will correct misinformation about my stream earlier, and I really had a very fun stream. I'm not doing damage control, Saggy. I'm like, you could say whatever you want about me. That's fine. I wish you all the best. All I wanted to do was talk with Zod. We've been planning this for 2 months. The last 2 times he said he was going to come and he didn't. This time he showed up because he falls asleep like I do. And we had a great time. So that's all it was. I wasn't being rained by super chats by Soul Nation. There was one super chat from someone that's a Zod supporter, and that's it. Everyone else was frequent people on my channel. I don't know what to say, what you ever want to say. I don't care anymore. I want everyone to be fine. I'm moving on. I'm planning to talk to more people. I'm planning to branch out and open more doors instead of closed doors. If you want to judge me for that, that's fine. I am not. I'm open to associating with you still. I want to talk about movies when we talk to each other, though. I don't. Yeah. It does either one of us good because we have both of our biases on DC and Snyderverse. So probably we won't be talking much about that.
Well, I think, but
you and your family to have success. I want everyone to have success. Okay, that's it. I'm 40. I'm going to be 41. You're the same age as me, man. I can't take it anymore because I can't be up dealing with other people's problems, even if they have valid concerns. I can't make decisions anymore. I can't lose sleep, and I appreciate that people came to me directly last night. But honest, if you want to know the real truth, I was really trying hard to get to sleep. I took 2 sleeping pills. I couldn't sleep a wink. I was up till 6:30, regardless if you think it's my thought or not. I can't have this stuff on my mind when I have to get up to work in the morning. And then right after work, I crashed and I had the best sleep I ever did. Woke up, did a show about retro video games. Didn't mention anything once. And that's honestly, that helped me in my mental status. Whether you think I'm guilty or whatever, I need to think about my health now. I'm 41. I'm obviously overweight. People love to point out me being chubby. And if I keep worrying about stuff when I have enough worries in my real life, and I know you can accommodate, you can understand that, I might not be around. I need to focus on being healthy. And
I understand.
I can do to limit my health, I can't be worried about all this other stuff. And I just want to start to talk to more people again. Whatever. Okay? That's it.
No, I understand. I understand that. I think
that's all it is. Okay, and I'm not going to rehash who's right or who's wrong because we're not going to agree, and then it's not going to make. It's just going to keep circling over and over. And I honestly don't even know why I showed up. I still like people, so I showed up. I should go back to sleep again. Okay, I should go back to sleep again because I don't want to start the cycle of going back and forth and rehashing stuff. I just want to say hi. I'm glad you liked the movie. I did want to clarify that you. And you don't have to believe me. No one has to believe me. But I've been wanting Zod on to talk about arcade stuff.
No, I know.
I know. Really get into that scene.
I know he's into that stuff. I know he's into that stuff. I think, and that's fine. You had your panel.
We had
tonight.
A good time.
I saw that it was on. I was in between movies when I saw that it was on. And no, I get it. I needed a night away. Like last night went to Seattle, saw a friend I hadn't seen in 4.5 years.
And honestly, if I collaborate with him again, it's probably going to be on video games only because the other stuff gets too heated. Is that something, is that crazy to say? That's it.
No, it's not. That's not crazy to say. Yes. I think what it boils down to though, is just like, this is my take on it, a lot of people get too close to this kind of stuff. I mean, myself included. I've lost my cool at a lot of shit.
I just want to talk to people again. It's not healthy for me. I'm not judging anyone else if they want to go hardcore. It's just that's not for me anymore. And I know that makes me hypocritical based on my history of my channel. You could go view for yourself. I've just decided for myself, okay? I can't do it anymore. I just want to talk to more people. And I just want to enjoy myself. And I'm going to do an event in June, and I want to be like, I don't want to feel like I can't go places, like someone might be there. It's not a good feeling. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, it's not even this specific. You know what really opened my eyes was the Intellivision thing. Like, I'm not going hardcore for a side anymore, because I really thought I was in the right with that at the beginning. And boy, did that blow up my face. And thanks to listening to some friends, I got out of it soon enough that I'm not a total joke for it, even though I'm in some documentaries. But I
mean, like, you know, the event I was at last night, I brought up, like, someone had asked me, like, about, you know, what videos I had appeared in that they could have seen me in. And I'm all like, well, you know, the big one's called The Ballad of Mundane Matt. That one's got over 1 million views.
I see people already commenting on stuff. I'm not going to address it. I'm here to, if I come back again, it's just going to be talking about movies. I'm not going to rehash this stuff.
No, I get it.
I don't even want to hear your comment on it. No offense. I'm done.
All right. Well, let me ask you you this then, unrelated, because I actually just want to get your take on it. Why didn't you like Quantumania?
I don't want to get into spoilers, because I really, really like the King.
Dude, King was legit. He was intimidating.
But then I really did not like the future plans, the MCU, with the mid-credit scene.
Okay. That was a little bit. That was,
and I can't elaborate on that, but
sure, you saw the second post-credit scene, right?
It's not. Yes, it is. Okay. That was decent.
That got me excited, because I didn't expect that.
Yeah, the James Gunn, I think, does comic book cheese in a cool, hip way, and I think this was the opposite, like too stuck to the comic, where it's in a bad way. Like, it's like and I'm not looking forward to that.
I can understand that to an extent. I think the way I looked at it, and I mentioned this earlier, is, to me, it felt like a more competent Rise of Skywalker. Where if like the last, you know, because like the setup of the movie, if you look at it like the setup of a movie, it feels like a Star Wars movie. You know, they go into a fantastical world. You've got very similar story beats. You know, they meet the rebels, right? The rebels need their help, but the rebels don't like them. They have to go meet up with some of the other people that turn out to be double agents, right? Or that end up being, like, you know, not good. The villain is very intimidating, but he's also charismatic enough to where you're like, oh, I like him. The secondary sub henchman, right? The secondary boss is a callback to previous movies, you know, and then you get to that final battle sequence and it just looks like Exegol, but like way better, you know? And I don't want to spoil what happened. I loved what happened at the very end of that. Was great. And again, like, I'm watching this movie, and the whole time I have a smile on my face. I was laughing. I was like, maybe it's because I'm a dad. Maybe it's because I'm a dad. Maybe it's because I got 2 little girls, like that. But like the whole emotion between Scott and Cassie, you know, like they're butting heads, you know, about certain things. And then, but all he wants to do is just be a dad, you know, and
I think, like, the family stuff is really good. There's mixed quality on the writing and the action, the special effects. Like, it's like there's some really cool stuff. It just seems like that's where Marvel is, though. They have, like, so many studios working on different parts of the movie. I think that's why you get uneven special effects and direction, because it's just like. But I'm actually going to head out. I just wanted to stop in. I wish everyone the best. Whatever. I'll be back to talk about movies if you want me for that. That's about it.
Okay.
Video games and entertainment stuff. And yeah, I wish the best for everyone.
All right. Well, go get some sleep. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate your time.
All right. No problem. Take it easy, everyone. Bye.
Bye. All right. Mad Max, everybody. Thank you for that, Max. You know, I mean, given the time to speak his piece on it, you know, that's perfectly fine. Real quick though, we did, let me see here. $5 super chat from Ryan. Thank you. Says, take better care of yourself, Max. The internet in general is overwhelming as is. 100%. I totally get that. Thank you for that, Ryan. Really appreciate that. And then Isaac Wolf became a new member. It doesn't show me what level. Hold on, let me go and double check to see what it is. I just want to make sure I get it correct. But I also just got the notification that we've now crossed over 50 members on the channel, which is awesome. So 50 members, you guys are fantastic. Really, really, really appreciate that. Isaac did join in at the matinee level perfectly. That's fantastic. Thank you, sir. Again, we're over 50 members now. That's wild to think about. But as always, I really appreciate the support. Thank you all very, very, very much. So, okay, where are we at here? Where are we at? Isaac, Multiverse of Movies here says, oh, finally, the stream is good again. Okay, well, you know, it is what it is what it is. Again, you know what? Like, I'm no stranger to drama. I'm no stranger to controversy online. Not all of it, in my opinion, is, you know, I'll just say this. Who you associate with matters. It does. All right. When I had my falling out, there are people that threw me under the bus because they wanted to protect their own skin. And I know what that feels like. And it doesn't feel, people I thought were my friends, people I had legitimately hung out with weeks earlier at VidCon, you know? So I understand why in some cases people either like double down or cast away. But I think the thing to keep in mind here is that we're talking about movies, specifically one universe, specifically one sequel to a movie, you know, whatever. And unfortunately, it's just where it's gone with certain people has gotten to the point where it's just bass backwards fucking insane. And that's how I view it with that side of things, right? The people that they don't have a problem. They don't have a problem harassing or intimidating others. And I don't believe that given where they currently are, that, you know, being welcomed with open arms is entirely a good thing, because their fan base are people who have no problem acting like internet fuckheads, because they want to, you know, they want to feel like, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's all a mess. You know, Snyderverse happens, doesn't happen. If it happens, we all win. I think that's the way to look at it. If it happens, we all win. But at the same time, where DC is going now, especially with what David Zaslav had said today, really does give you an idea about just specifically what they have in mind for the future. I have an article about that here. Where did that go? I think, did I delete it accidentally? I might have. Oh, no, here we go. Well, so let me just bring this up because we'll move on to talk about that here in a second. I think I saw one super here. Okay, Shogun for 5. Thank you, Shogun. Did Kang get his butt kicked too much in the theatrical release? Reminds me of Kylo v. Rey and TFA, sort of. No, Kang gets his... Kang is a formidable villain. It's all I'll say. Kang is very formidable. Like, the thing I love about Jonathan Majors as Kang is that, like, when he's on screen, you pay attention. You know what I mean? Like, and when he goes into it, when he starts going, when that veneer starts to kind of wash away and he has to establish his dominance, he cranks it up, man. And it's intimidating. It's really good. It's really good. I thought that it was wonderful. I had a lot of fun watching it. You know, so we have all that right there. Let's see. Sagir says, funny Max here, been here a lot in the last few days, but hasn't been around much before the drama. Makes me think he wanted to make sure Matt was so cool. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where I want him to, I want him to understand and recognize why our people in our friend group are upset. Because I think that they have every valid reason to be upset. They very much have a reason to be upset. The things that have been said, the things that have been threatened, the things, everything else. And it's like when multiple people in your friend group are coming to you and saying, hey, these guys are doing this shit, and they kind of lay it out, you know, it was one of those things. Right. But I'll be honest with you guys. I'll tell this story. This happened 3 years ago almost. So, you know, Max was really good friends with Andy Signor, as was I. Well, we were friendly. We were friends and whatever. Right. Streamed all the time together and stuff. And Andy started acting a fool. Right. And Max was hesitant to criticize Andy. And he came to me because Andy had done something on a live stream with that red skull mask that I felt was a bit over the top. And to protect Andy, because this is also right after he had come out and cleared his name on those specific allegations of assault, I felt that like I protected him. I protected Andy by hiding that content. And then Max came to me and asked for it, and Max gave me the reason why he wanted it, and I agreed with him. And I think it took a lot of guts for Max to call out Andy at that time. And Max has called out friends, and he's lost friends. What I don't get, what I don't understand, and Max, if you're listening to this right now, I would love an answer. Why is it you'll call out Lungo, you'll call out Josh, you'll call out Andy for quite frankly, dumb menial shit in the grand scheme of things? But when your friends are telling you that there are threats of harassment, there's blackmail attempts potentially tied to that group of people, that there's harassment campaigns tied to that group of people potentially, that there's all these things that have been happening, and you're like, well, I just want to talk to them about it first. When I think you are competent enough to know exactly what's going on. And 3 years ago, you had the courage to call it out. So I don't know what happened. That's my take on it. Is when your friends are telling you shit's going down and you're just like, well, I don't know. But 3 years ago, you were a different person. Anyway, Saggy here says, Matt, never forget Max's best stream he did on you was with friends like Matt Jarbo, who needs enemies. Yeah, that was a fun one. Sorry, I have stuff he knows tonight. But that's all it is. That's all it is on that. But anyway, let's talk here about Zazzy, right? David Zazzy. What's going on with that, right? What's going on with everything that, because there was an earnings call today, and David Zaslav came out and he propped up James Gunn like cray, right? Crazy. Just did a good job on that one there. So anyway, let's dive into this one, because I think it's 45 minutes we've been on. We've talked about drama quite a bit. So it says here that the head executive from HBO Max shared how excited he is to see DC Studios co-CEOs James Gunn and Peter Safran execute their plan for new TV shows in the DC universe. Gunn and Safran recently announced half a dozen series. Oh, this is from Casey Bloys. I thought it was from David Zaslav. Anyway, the first of these shows, Creature Commandos, is already in production with Gunn and Safran already well underway and leaving their imprint on the superhero franchise. The strategy behind the shows, along with the rest of Chapter 1, is allowing DC characters like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to prop up other characters that people don't know in future outings, which is a really good way of looking at it. So Casey Bloys here says that as I talked to James and Peter about it, we're going to develop these things and hopefully they're all great. If they're not, we'll have other options and we'll see. But what's most exciting is that they've got a plan. Anything that James is excited about in terms of DC, I'm good with. I just want to make sure for Max that they're the best shows that we can do. Now, what I like about that, for one, Casey Bloys has my respect. I like Casey Bloys quite a bit. But what's really cool about that, he's like, look, these guys have got a plan. We like the fact that they've got a plan. We really like the fact that this is what they're up to, right? That we really enjoy that this is what they want to do. And we want to make sure that everything we can do is going to be right there alongside them in order to prop them up. And that is definitely the big part we need to remember about that, right? Is we need to remember that this company is going to be definitely operating in as much of a synergistic fashion as humanly possible, right? And believe it or not, here's something else, and I want to talk about this. So Humberto Gonzalez was listening into the call today, and he mentioned the fact that David Zaslav announced that he saw the new Flash movie and that he loved it. Now, here's a cool thing. Tonight when I saw Ant-Man, they played the trailer, the Super Bowl trailer for The Flash. And that was cool as shit seeing it on the big screen. I was excited seeing that trailer on the big screen, especially I'm Batman, right? Like you're never not going to be gleeful whenever you hear Michael Keaton just go, I'm Batman. You know, it's just not going to happen. You're always going to be happy, excited about that. So obviously what we got here is Umberto talking about this through what Zazia says. And of course it goes on a little bit. So Umberto says the new era of DC under a single creative vision is in full swing, and we are especially eager to thrill fans with new Superman and Batman movies in 2025. There hasn't been a standalone Superman movie in a decade, Zaslav said. This is some of the most recognized and beloved storytelling IP in the world, and we're excited to tell even more of these stories. Now, obviously, that's not going to go over well with certain people. All right, but you had a Superman. You could have made a movie at any point in time. Yeah, and no one is going to argue against that. No one is going to argue against that. But again, just the general public simply wasn't there. The general movie-going audience simply wasn't there. And that is a fault on the previous regimes because, quite frankly, the audience should have been there. But because what we saw was telecom companies, right? First it was Time Warner, right? A telecom company, AOL Time Warner, overseeing this, right? Overseeing the DC side of things, still looking at it from that type of perspective, and then being bought out by AT&T, another telecom company, trying to compete in a market that they are way in over their head on. And then when that failed because of the pandemic and they weren't able to get it right the way that they wanted it to, instead of riding out the storm and really focusing on the content, they chose to throw Jason Kilar under the bus and sell Warner Brothers off to Discovery. And now Zaslav, after going on his listening tour, you know, and now he wants to make sure that these shows, that these movies kick a lot of ass. That's basically what he's down for. And I think that's going to be something that's going to be really interesting to see as we start seeing where everything ends up going. But Jimbo here says Zaslav is big brained. I mean, it's not the most big brain take on the planet, but I mean, you guys get it. You guys get it. Anthony here says, I remember Zaslav saying that the last Superman movie was 15 years ago. I mean, yeah, he forgot about that. He did forgot about that. You know, so it's kind of funny to an extent that happened. But additionally, according to Rich Light Shed here, who was also listening to the call, he says, let me just bring this up on screen, that Zaslav was dumping on Netflix for dumping all episodes, or was dumping on Netflix for dumping all episodes of a TV series at once and their lack of focus on theatrical movie releases. He says Warner Brothers Discovery is focusing on becoming the greatest content company in the world. Now, the thing with that, though, is what people don't, I don't think people realize that is, you know, Zazzy can definitely want to go for all this as much as humanly possible. He can 100% make a run for the border on that one. And he should absolutely do it. The thing is, though, and I agree with this Psy guy down here, right? Says the day Netflix begins full global theatrical runs for some movies will be the end of Warner Brothers Discovery and others. And the thing is, he's not entirely wrong on that. And also, apparently here someone was tagging Saggy. Whoa, Saggy, you getting called out here by this Medley guy. But no, he's in a good way. So, but really it is just, yeah, Netflix has a business model that a lot of people are kind of looking at now and realizing that they may not be, you know, everything they could. But Taylor drops a great point. At least Netflix doesn't erase shows from existence. That is true. That is true. They just cancel them prematurely. You know, I mean, well, then again, so does Warner Brothers Discovery. I mean, Succession is actually getting a fourth and final season, so they are allowing it to wrap up. Unlike, you know, freaking Westworld, which is, I think, going to Tubi or something. They should have just, it cost them more money to cancel that show, I think, than it would to actually to have completed season 5 and just finish out the show. I think they should do a movie and just wrap up the storyline in a movie. They put it in fucking theaters. You know what? You might make your money back on that one there. Rationally for 5, thank you, says LOL. Zaslav knew Gunn was doing Superman at the same time praising Black Adam, which had the Cavill Superman cameo. I mean, no, I completely agree that David Zaslav was 100% hedging his bets, right? I think he was like, all right, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think also Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca were persuaded by Dwayne Johnson. I think Dwayne Johnson went to Hamada and he was like, look, we've got Cavill on board, right? Because of the whole Danny Garcia connection. And I think that, you know, Hamada's like, no, we're not doing that. Like the movie's done. Because keep in mind, by the time they shot that post-credit scene with Henry Cavill, the movie was already picture locked, meaning that cameo appearance, that post-credit scene where that would have just had another headless cameo from Superman was already shot. That was already filmed. And so the movie got delayed and they found the time to be able to try to put it on in there. And I'm sure DeLuca and Abdi were like, well, okay, you know, we'll see where it's going to go, because there was no one in charge of DC at the time. Walter Hamada was a lame duck. He was on his way out. He was furious with Zaslav over the canceling of Batgirl, or at least Gunnar Wiedenfels over the cancellation of Batgirl. So he was like, fuck it, I'm going to leave. I don't care anymore. But he was also like, he also understood that probably lying to the fans and getting the fans upset over this thing simply was not going to work out well. And they also understood the fucking fallout of Justice League on the studio. Because remember, Justice League came out November 2017. Was it January of 2018? Hamada was brought on in. You know, I mean, it wasn't quick after that movie bombed that Jeff Johns and John Berg were out and Hamada came on in. So he very much understands the fallout of Justice League and those characters. And that's, I think, why he turned it down. Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca didn't fucking know any of that shit, right? I mean, Mike DeLuca was a producer on Suicide Squad back in 2016, you know, and they were like, all right, well, we could do something here to maybe help, you know, it's a minimal investment, right? We don't need to spend another couple million on ads. We can just spend $250,000 essentially, get Cavill to pop up in this thing for 7 seconds. And then maybe that will actually do enough to make profit for the movie. And that's probably about it. Just didn't happen the way that they wanted it to. Persuaded or intimidated? That's an interesting way of looking at that. I don't know. Multi-mercy movies here says that Black Adam made $1 billion in another universe. Sure. Let's see, Mike. Okay, say Mike DeLuca is a big comic book fan. He's admitted in interviews. Look, here's the thing though. Being a big comic book fan doesn't mean you understand comic book adaptations. And I really think we need to have a conversation about that. And maybe not right now, but like an adaptation is something that is going to try to pull in the spirit of the books or whatever it's adapting and tell it in a concise enough way to where general audiences will be able to find enjoyment. That's what it boils down to. All right. And it doesn't matter. You know, you can be a huge fucking, you know, a huge fucking thing, big fan of something, and then do your best to adapt it. And it may not work out that way. Also, the cast on play here says Howard the Duck won Best Picture in another universe. Goddamn right it did. Goddamned right it did. Anyway, because I want to bring up this point here, because the other thing today is new Lord of the Rings movies are on the way from Warner Brothers Discovery. And what I love about this is that they have got an image from the Rings of Power TV show. So, and I can't help but laugh at that. I just can't. I find that to be really funny that the person who decided to put this article together used the featured image from a competing show that some would consider to be non-canonical, which has got the approval of the Tolkien estate and is a fucking amazing goddamn show. I will never stop crowing on and on about how good Rings of Power is. I will never not do that. People need to fucking recognize how good that goddamn show is. Anyway, Nerdy Mastermind here does say, I agree, Matt. It's about having respect for the source material and not being a slave to it. Well, the problem though is where does that line get drawn? And that's an honest question. Where does that line get drawn in today's culture? Right? Look at the fact. Look at the chuds. Look at what they say. Everything is a slight against them. Everything is a slight against their childhood, or their masculinity, or their very Trisket racial identity. I mean, it just everything. They want people to be slaves to this stuff. They really do, but they also I don't know. You're right. You're right. You can have respect for it and still follow the need to adapt it. But the question then becomes, did you think that Peter Jackson had respect for the Lord of the Rings trilogy or even the Hobbit trilogy, right? Because he did all those. And that's really divisive amongst hardcore fans. You know, did he have respect for the trilogy to get the idea of what Tolkien was doing by changing the ending of Return of the King, where Aragorn shows up with the ghosts instead of, you know, showing up by sailing down the river, I believe in collecting men from the villages along the way to go and fight in the final battle. You know, I mean, they kind of just had a Deus Ex Machina moment with the ghosts that go in and just fucking slaughter everybody, and you can't kill them because they're already dead. It's definitely, you know, it changes the impact of that scene from book to movie, but I still think it works, right? I still think it works, you know? Protoss here, dude, what you can't sit there and say that House of the Dragon slapped the crap out of Rings of Power. They're not the same show, dude. Rings of Power and House of the Dragon are not the same show. There is no sex in Rings of Power. There's full-blown incest in House of the Dragon. All right? Like, there's a woman that, like, literally dies by C-section in House of the Dragon. People just get shot with arrows and whatnot in fucking Lord of the Rings. It's just, it is so unfathomably different. To compare the two is so goddamn disingenuous, dude. That's such a disingenuous claim. All right? Like, again, it's just people going into the Rings of Power wanting it to be something that it's not. Whereas I went into Rings of Power going like, I'm not too sure what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see it. And what I got was something that was beautiful and amazing and heartfelt and interesting and intriguing and kept me on the edge of my seat throughout the episodes, kept me coming back week after week without fail, gushing about it as much as I possibly could. And even now talking to people about it and going like, yeah, people who've seen it finally, to go, oh yeah, it was actually really solid. But they had this bad taste in their mouth going in because there were bad faith actors that were just completely lying about the show. Completely lying about the show. Even some guy the other day tried telling me that there was CRT in fucking Lord of the Rings and Rings of Power. And I'm like, are you just stupid? You know, like, are you just remedial with the hard R? Like, the fuck's wrong with you? Anyway, H-Bar's here for 5. Thank you. Says, if Jackson comes back, they are good. Don't adapt Rings of Power era. I don't think they're going to touch it. Spherical Man here says, Lord of the Rings is greater than Game of Thrones. Isaac here says, it's like comparing the Punisher with Batman. Yeah, they're kind of similar, but they're very different. Yeah. Anyway, like Nerdy Mastermind here says, the only thing House of the Dragons and Rings of Power have in common is they're big, expensive fantasy shows. That's it. Yeah, I like both of them. You know, I like both of them and whatnot, but it's like, for me, Rings of Power was really where it was at. Like, I haven't finished House of the Dragon season 1 yet, but I watched every fucking episode of goddamn Rings of Power. So, oh, you sent one earlier, Ryan? Did I not get that? I'm sorry, buddy. Let me go back and find that. I thought I did. Did you bring? Was it this one here, or was it another one that I missed? Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, Ryan here did say, did you hear that the Gorillas movie got dropped from Netflix? I did. I don't know why. The Gorillas are the Gorillas, man. Don't fuck with the Gorillas. Like, just no. The Gorillas are great. I liked them when they were Blur, you know, from back in the 90s and shit. But yeah, that sucks. Netflix needs to stop canceling crap. But then they canceled the Gorillas movie, but Guillermo del Toro has another animated movie in development at Netflix. I mean, well, then again, his animated movie is up for Best Animated Feature and will probably end up winning, even though I do feel that Puss in Boots should be the winner, because I think Puss in Boots is a better movie just overall. But no, the craftsmanship that went into Pinocchio is fantastic, but I just happen to prefer the messaging of Puss in Boots better. So thank you for that. Sorry I missed it. Very sorry I missed it there. Jess here for $2 says, Andor or Lords of the Rings. Oh my God, you fucking asshole. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, dude. That's you asking me what's better, Andor or Rings of Power. You asshole. Oh my God, dude. Andor, man. Dude, I love Rings of Power. I adore Rings of Power, but Andor was the shit. Andor was so good that even I'm wondering if Mandalorian season 3 can keep up with how good Andor was. You know what I mean? And a lot of it is for just the different styles of it, you know? Like I'm watching Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and I'm getting some Star Wars vibes. And I'm like, Star Wars can if Marvel can do multiple types of content where you've got the more like grounded sort of thing with like, you know, like Moon Knight kind of or you know, like Captain America Winter Soldier sort of thing. And then you can also do Black Widow even is more grounded than fucking Quantumania. And then still do, you know, have them interact with one another. Star Wars can do the same thing 100%. But I mean, yeah, no more than 12, man. Okay. Like you're just, I can't swim. Oh, fucking Andor. Rings of Power sucked. Shut up, Andre. But Andor was fire. All right, you're okay, Andre. Yeah, Saggy gave me a hundo. That's great. Thank you here. H-Bar says, next year I'll give you more lore lessons. Thank you, H-Barts. Because after watching Rings of Power, H-Barts and I would talk about it quite a bit in DMs and everything else. So yeah, we're both red pilled on Rings of Power. Andre is just upset. I don't know why, Andre. I don't know why Nicotine is upset about Rings of Power. Did it require you to think? Is that what's going on? You know, I don't know. I mean, no, I love Andre. I like to give him shit, but I love Andre. All right, let's take a look here though at this specific article here because I do want to get through this. So, new Lord of the Rings movies are on the way. So, the Hollywood Reporter is saying that Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema, the subsidiary behind Peter Jackson's acclaimed trilogy of movies, don't you mean 2 trilogies of movies, are developing more movies set in original author J.R.R. Tolkien's fantasy world. Importantly, this is being described as the furthest thing from a retread of Jackson's movies. Warner Bros. Film Group co-chairpersons and CEOs Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi weighed in on this, saying, 20 years ago, New Line took an unprecedented leap of faith to realize the incredible stories, the characters, and the world of Lord of the Rings on the big screen. The result was a landmark series of films that have been embraced by generations of fans, but for all the scope and detail lovingly packed into 2 trilogies, the vast, complex, and dazzling universe dreamed up by J.R.R. Tolkien remains largely unexplored on film. The opportunity to invite fans deeper into the cinematic world of Middle-earth is an honor, and we are excited to partner with Middle-earth Enterprises and Embracer on this adventure. Now, if you guys remember recently, it was reported or it was rumored that Embracer, who recently purchased the rights, the film rights to Lord of the Rings, were trying to pressure Warner Brothers to relinquish their rights to the theatrical in order for Embracer Group to then seek a new distribution partner. In some aspects, probably, in many ways, you know, to go to Amazon. I think many of us thought Amazon, with the success of the Rings of Power, obviously, Amazon would be like the place to go. But I think the Harry Potter situation, that whole thing is kind of, well, we'll talk a little bit about the rumor now surrounding that. But the Harry Potter situation, which I think was Zaslav's go-to, I think he was like, we're just gonna go balls deep into Harry Potter. I think getting the opportunity to dive back into Middle Earth is something that they wouldn't want to pass up. Like, why would they? They made a lot of money off of Middle Earth and whatever. And a lot of people love Lord of the Rings, and it's true, exploring different sites, you know, different areas of Middle Earth and everything else at different ages is going to be something that a lot of people are going to find interesting. But, you know, there's always the problem with that, right? How different is it going to be? What's the lore going to be like? How are they going to deviate? Are there black people in Middle Earth? Because, you know, that's going to come up quite a bit. Certain people, you know, with long meth-infused beards and glasses are going to be asking that question. Are there black people in Middle Earth this time, guys? Because, you know, J.R.R. Tolkien, he just liked simple things like smoking cigars and trains and no black people. My interpretation of things he's actually said. I'm adding all the hyperbole, though, with the racism at the end. But come on, he's talked about CRT being in the Rings of Power. These are not smart people. These are not smart people. Anyway, Satisha says Moon Knight grounded. It's more grounded than some of the stuff. You know what I'm talking about? I'm saying is more ground. The way that it was approached was more grounded. That's what I'm more, and then I clarified by saying the Winter Soldier. Let's see. X2O here says Rings of Power is like having is having season 2 like Halo. Well, yeah, Rings of Power is getting 5 seasons. So definitely gonna keep it going. Halo, I don't know what they're gonna do for season 2. They gotta like figure it out. Fourth here says the Rings of Power dialogue though. Nah, dude, you're wrong. You're so wrong on that one. The dialogue was quite good. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, dude, I mean, okay, for one, okay, look, I'm just gonna say this. Elrond and Durin, dude, their fucking conversations were great. At the end of the season, when we find out about who Sauron is, right, and we get all those exchanges, those conversations, the acting, the subtleties, oh, it was so good. So good. Right? It just, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. This is like so wrong. Yeah, Prodos here says Peter Jackson had black people in Lord of the Rings. They were riding on elephants and they were the bad guys. I mean, like, yeah, it's true. It did. Enterprising here says there are black people in Middle Earth. They're called the Easterlings. Yeah, but like that was the thing about having a black elf or a black dwarf. They were upset about that. They're like, what do you mean you have a black elf and a black dwarf? That's not fucking canon accurate. Anyway, Jess here says Moon Knight's 5th episode was crushing for me. That was a good episode. That was really good. Really enjoyed it. All right. H Barts here says the only bad thing in Rings of Power was the slow-mo horse. I did not mind the slow-mo horse. Everyone got real up in arms. About that slow-mo horse shot. Like the one slow-mo horse shot in the whole thing. But no, I mean, it was fucking fine. It was fucking fine. And I saw everyone on Twitter, no, fucking slow-mo, goddamn horse shit. I'm like, it was like fucking 5 seconds. Most of y'all probably couldn't even last 5 seconds on a horse or a woman. Anyway, that scene was not bad. The scene was not bad. I didn't mind it, at least. How about that? I didn't care, but that's my own personal take on it. All right, let's go back in the article here. So, all right, the bombshell that Warner Brothers Discovery is intent on returning to the franchise that helped them dominate the field in the early 2000s comes after news that broke last year in which video game company Embracer laid claim to the rights for both The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. This led to a bit of a turf war between Embracer and Warner Brothers, the latter of whom contended that they never lost the rights in the first place. That's kind of why the deal came through. Thankfully, THR shines a light on that iffy situation, claiming that provisions in Embracer's deal allow Warners to develop features based on J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings books and The Hobbit. If it sounds vaguely familiar, that's because it's reminiscent of Prime Video acquiring the rights to Tolkien's books alone, particularly the appendices found at the end of Return of the King that gave the Rings of Power showrunners the ability to fill in the blanks of previous unseen Middle-earth history. For our current purposes, this suggests that fans can expect Warner Brothers to bring brand new material to the big screen, though THR hints at the idea like that big guns are likely the identifiable heroes from the Fellowship. Think Aragorn, Gandalf, and all the rest may be on the table. We're gonna get a Gandalf Origins movie, aren't we? We're gonna get are we gonna find out that that Gandalf and Saruman are like gay lovers? Like, is that gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? I'm just saying. So we'll have to wait and see on that one here. Nicotina says this is proof they can sell the Snyderverse to Netflix. Shut the fuck. God damn it, Andre. H. Barts here says, I would love a Shadow of Mordor movie. Yes, by all means, give me a Shadow of Mordor movie. And then followed up a Shadow of War. I'd be very happy with that. Skeet Walker told me. Skeet Walker. Well, I mean, did he say it to you from a hot tub at the La Quinta Inn? Because if you know, you know, I guess. You left a note. Did I miss it, man? I thought I got everything. Hold on. Let me go back through. All right, sorry. There you go. Thank you. Rings of Power require you to know lore or know a lore expert, in my opinion. I think it definitely helps knowing a lore expert and having knowledge of that, to be fair. I agree with you. But there's enough that I knew from just the movies that allowed me to find enjoyment in the show in and of itself. Talking with you after the fact was very much something that I just found to be enjoyable, and it enhanced the experience over everything else. So, but thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. All right. So what what the fuck? What the nicotine? What the fuck? What? 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 Dude, I, what, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is Josh? I mean, don't get me wrong. like, I mean, good on him. Good on. Okay. Let me get it started. All right, sorry about that, guys. I got him. Oh. Oh my God. All right. So here enterprising. I'm not body shaming him. It's not the body shaming. Okay. No, he's looking like he's getting fit. Good for him. Honestly, good for him. What's funny to me is that, like, if you want my honest take, I think there's steroids happening there. I think he's on roids. I do. I think he's on roids. You know, like, yeah, look at the fold at the bottom. I mean, I trust me, I got mine hangs over and has like a 5 o'clock shadow. All right. So, like, I get it. Good for him. Really good for him to do that. What's funny about that is I didn't know he was bodybuilding. I thought he was just getting fat. So, like, his thumbnails pop up and, like, his face is like twice the size as it was a couple years ago. You know, his face a couple years ago was like a lot thinner. And I thought he was just getting fat. And, you know, I'm like, well, you know, I get it, you know, right? Like, fucking, I think he's married now or whatever. I don't know. He's got a girlfriend. Love makes you fat, that sort of thing. Ha, 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 right? And then, like, there's this, and he's just like, I'm kicking off that dad bod. Like, okay, calm down, the mountain. Like, what are you trying to do? Win the Battle of the Bastards? Like, the Clegane Bowl was already over and the big guy lost. I'm just saying, it's you lost all respect for Josh when he launched Nerd. Did he? Wait, he launched a fucking a crypto? Oh my God. Anyway, I mean, look, I don't want that up on screen, guys. Sorry, that was too fucking funny. Congratulations to Josh for losing the weight. But just that expression on his face, it just, one of those things is just like, no. All right. It's like, no, that expression was just bad. Yeah, Jay here says he's flexing for Star Wars theory. Pretty much. I think that's pretty accurate at this point, that we know that's going on. But anyway, I want to keep on the Warner Brothers train, because we're gonna be talking about, this is some stuff that popped up today. And you know what though? You gotta kind of, your turn. We need that OnlyFans. I do need to go to the gym, like 100%. All right. Like 100%. I do need to go back to the gym. Congrats to Josh for doing that. That's the whole thing. It's just the facial expression is what got me. It wasn't the body. It was the facial expression, you know? And I was like, it was just like, you can tell he's on some kind of supplement. Just like that. He's like, No, like that's the thing is that like it looks to me like because he's a Donald Trump supporter. So it looks to me like he is training to storm the Capitol again. That's basically about it. But anyway, Produster says you can't deny Josh knows a lot of nerdy stuff about Star Wars. The guy is legit. I mean, I don't know. That's up to you. I think he definitely I think he definitely thinks he knows a lot, but he also treats people like shit. All right, he treats people like shit. And I've talked to people who have like edited for him. They've come to me complaining about him. I don't know if they wanted me to try to expose him or nothing or do a video, but I didn't do that. But like, the demands were pretty insane for the amount of money that he was offering. And these people felt disrespected. And if they turned him down, he would then kind of gaslight them and try to emotionally manipulate them to work for him. And I always have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that kind of shit. So there's that. I should challenge him to get buff. I should definitely. No, I need to. Samir here says, really, Trump, why I'm not surprised. The first time I spoke to Josh on a Discord call was I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm a controversial guy. You know what I mean? I'm a controversial guy. And he just goes like, yeah, I am too. He goes, I voted for Trump. And I'm all like, yeah, I got caught flagging people who criticized me a couple of years ago. Not necessarily the same thing in the YouTube space, but sure, I get that. Yeah. You're controversial. You voted for Trump. So did like 63 million other people in 2016. So, I mean, like, it was super controversial. Anyway. I can deny I can deny his nuts. I don't want to. I don't know. Funky Foo says, just like Trump, getting people to work for free. I mean, or paying them really low wages. But anyway, so over the course of the past, and this, I know this is going to trigger Mad Queen Nanny. I know it, right? But we got to talk about it because it's kind of big news. So one of the things that we knew was going to happen when Hogwarts Legacy was coming out was that the controversy surrounding it, good, bad, or the other, was going to fuel sales in a way like nothing the game would have made without it. We can be honest about that. We can be fair about that. We predicted that. We called that. We talked about that. All right. Okay. Don't you dare. What? I'm just saying I got to talk about something that's going to bug you. I'm just being honest. I know. It's in Variety. It happened today. All right. Like, you can be mad all you want, but trust me, it's only going to get worse. Okay. Considering with the rumors and shit that we're hearing. But anyway, so according to Variety, Hogwarts Legacy earns 850 million, sells more than 12 million units in the first 2 weeks. Now, here's the thing. Harry Potter is a massively popular franchise, with or without the controversy. A massively fucking popular franchise. People were going to get it regardless. There are so many people out there who simply do not use social media or know about what's going on with J.K. Rowling. Like Danny here can say evil wins, but not everyone who bought the game was evil. And even people who worked on the game didn't deserve to be treated in the way that they were, right? You know, there's that. Now, X2O here says, the people who made Hogwarts should make Middle-earth. Oh, hell yeah. Ralph's Double Titzer says, sold more than that boring Elden. Oh, my God. You're maidenless. Ralph's Double Tits. You just self-report. Maidenless. You're maidenless. Boring Elden. You have takes. That's a bad one. How could you hate Elden Ring? Elden Ring's the fucking shit. Anyway, but let's see here. I know I'm just being dramatic. You're not a transphobe if you bought it. I get you. Here's the thing. I haven't bought the game yet. So like, you know, people are like, oh, I've been called a transphobe quite a bit because I've talked about it. I'm like, I haven't even like given any money to the company. I didn't buy it. I want to play it, but I have other things I'm working on. I got to play Dying Light 2, right? I got to play that. I've been playing Hitman Freelancer mode because I love it. I love it so much. Was it Mountain Blade 2 just came to Games Pass, right? I wanted to get Atomic Heart, but I heard it was shit, so I didn't bother to get my hands on it. So there's that. But anyway, where are we at here with this? So yeah, sold a lot here, saying Hogwarts Legacy has Wingardium Leviosa. Oh fuck, I hate that pun. Who wrote this article? Jennifer again. God, this don't start with the spell pun, okay? Hogwarts Legacy has Wingardium Leviosa, Warner Brothers game sales, earning $850 million in global sales and moving more than 12 million units in the first 2 weeks post-launch. Anyway, I won't do that again, I promise. That marks the biggest global launch ever for Warner Brothers Discovery owned brand. That's why they're so happy with that. The Harry Potter action role-playing game also setting a Twitch record for a single-player games with 1.28 million peak concurrent viewers at launch. Gee, I wonder why. As Variety previously reported, Hogwarts Legacy opened with stunning player engagement, topping 267 million hours played from launch on February 10th through February 21st. On Thursday, Warner Brothers Games revealed the game had broken company records with 280 million hours played to date. Per Warner Brothers Discovery, additionally, there's been an increase of global franchise fan engagement overall, with Wizarding World Digital garnering a 300% higher traffic over the normal monthly unique visitor average for the first 10 days of February. All right? Like, it's just holy shit. You know, it's crazy. Let's see. Enterprising here says the creators literally have a trans character in the game that well respected and treated no differently than anybody else. Yeah, they did. Let's see. Part of life is taking an L and knowing who to Dracarys. Okay. I get that. I get the reference there. Let's see. Ralph Stubble-Tits here says that Wizard game just owned all those nuts trying to cancel it. I mean, it's the Streisand effect, folks. It's the Streisand effect. We know that's real. We know that the Streisand effect is a fucking thing. All right. We know that it's an absolute thing there. So, all right. Hogwarts Legacy sales figures were released by Warner Brothers Games just ahead of the parent company's Warner Brothers Discovery's fourth quarter earnings. The game's arrival and subsequent success has sparked heated debate within the Harry Potter fandom, which has become increasingly distraught as author J.K. Rowling continues to publicly express views offensive to transgender people. While Rowling didn't participate creatively in the game, she benefits financially from its sales, prompting anxiety over whether playing it is tantamount to supporting anti-trans causes. The ongoing PR headache for Warner Brothers will likely only get more complicated as Rowling continues to address her controversial statements on the podcast, The Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling, which premiered on February 21st. I haven't heard that yet. I need to. And then they talk about the game itself there. I mean, look, it's a game. I want to play it. But let's be fair. All right, let's be fair on this one, okay? The game has sold a lot of copies. It's made a lot of money for Warner Brothers. They've done quite well with all that shit. So of course, what is the next thing? What's the next possible thing that could happen that's just going to ruin a whole bunch of people's days? So this popped up yesterday. Hogwarts Legacy TV series reportedly in the works at HBO. From book to film to game TV show makes sense. And that does make sense. It absolutely makes sense. That this, of course, is where they're going to be going with it. To me, it's just absolutely just crazy. So this is what's going on with this. Oh, real quick here, you know what I want to do, guys, because it is Thursday night, and I don't think I'll be on tomorrow night because I have to go out driving and stuff. I'm going to open the phone lines here. If you guys want to jump on in, we'll talk for a few minutes. We'll kind of keep it at about 2 hours tonight. So we'll finish this up, and then we'll go from there. H-Bart's here for $2 sinks. Do you think this means Nazi Germany's coming back? Bro. What the fuck? No, no, Jesus Christ, no, 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 no. Anyway, okay, thank you for that, H Barts. Okay, so let's go on to this one here. What we've got is it's no secret that Hogwarts Legacy has been a huge sales hit so far. Outlet Giant, oh god, Giant freaking robot, is reporting that the US based television network is in the early phases of development on a Hogwarts Legacy TV show. What exact form it will take remains unclear, but the outlet presumes it will follow the game's time period and be set prior to the film series. The information is worth taking with a good chef's pinch of salt right now. Details are thin on the ground, and nothing has been confirmed by HBO or Warner's just yet. I mean, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's absolutely gonna happen, I think. But anyway, yeah, I'll be curious to see if it does. I will play the game at some point, let everybody know. But joining me is Saggy Melon. Saggy, what's going on?
Who?
You're Saggy?
Oh, me. That's me. Hi. I'm here.
You are.
And I have no food.
That's.
Oh wait, I have cheese.
Oh my god.
Wait. Let me get my cheese.
Remember, Saggy doesn't come on the show unless she's eating something. But cheese is healthier than chocolate pudding or chocolate pie, so we can agree with that.
I got my cheese.
So what's your thoughts, Saggy, on Hogwarts Legacy coming to television at some point, maybe?
Like a show?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like according to Giant freaking robot, because they're paragons of virtue.
Oh yeah. I mean, after the freaking controversy with the game, they really gonna do a show.
Well,
Okay.
the fact that J.K. Rowling came out and she's just like, I don't really care about my legacy because I'll be dead. That's a gigantic fuck you to those people. That really is, and it's ballsy to say. It's kind of ballsy to say, like, because people are like, don't you care about your legacy? And she's like, but I'll be dead, so fuck it. And you're like, I mean, can you argue with that? Like, that shuts everybody down. Everybody down.
What can you say after that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all like, no one will remember you once you're gone. I think a lot of people will remember J.K. Rowling long past her demise.
Oh, dude, people will still talk about J.K. Rowling after she's long gone forever.
Yeah, but that's the other part of that, though, is they're not going to talk really about, like, it's not going to be, they'll be like, they'll be like, she died, she's a transphobe, and then other people are like, yeah, but like, what's gonna live on longer than that? What's gonna live on further than that? And it's gonna be the Wizarding World,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where it's at.
I have some wine.
You have to get some wine. I've never understood that combination.
Are you kidding me? Listen, I don't drink wine often, but like certain wines with cheese, oh my god, it's like, I don't know, the mixture, oh my lord.
That's that's weird for me. I mean, some things
You're
don't
not cool.
I just don't drink.
You're also uncultured.
That's
well, wine's
possibly.
wine's not. I mean, well, yeah, if you don't drink, I mean, wine is, but wine's like not that bad.
No, I mean, like, it's not that I don't want to drink. I just haven't been in situations where it's been like necessary, like where it's like necessary to drink.
So, like, when you go to a wedding, you don't have like a glass of wine or champagne.
I might have a glass, but I haven't gone to a wedding in years. Like, I think the last wedding I went to, 2009.
I mean,
I haven't gone in a long time.
Somebody get married so that Matt has an excuse to drink some champagne.
No, I'm on antidepressants, so I can't drink.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, you can have like 2. My doctor says I can have like 2. I have an appointment in the morning. I have to go get checked out again. So,
you should be able to at least have like a glass of wine. Even
sure, I'm sure I can. I just don't like to, like, it's just like, for me, I like a Corona. I like a Corona. That's what I enjoy to have. I don't need to like sit back and drink wine, because wine like, if you get a good wine can taste good. And then, like, red wine. I like red wine when I do have it. And it's like, I can sit back and I can drink like a whole bunch of that and just get like fucking hammered.
But you know what? Sparkling wine is really good.
Yeah, but I just prefer to go get like sparkling cider,
I mean,
that's my jam. That's what I enjoy. That's why I like New Year's. Everyone likes sparkling cider and shit. Like, yeah, all right, $1 a bottle, motherfucker. Woo! Anyway, so also we can bring in more people into the conversation. Oh, right, yeah. I forgot about the Harvey Weinstein thing.
The hell just happened?
Let's talk about Harvey Weinstein and sexual assault and shit.
Oh,
But-
okay. We would just want to talk about how I just entered the friggin' like nether realm or something because like my whole connection just went blank for a second.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even
Oh,
notice
okay.
that.
As long
But
as
also-
it's fine. Mhm.
But also joining us is going to be Simon and Ryan to help round out this story. We're talking about Harvey Weinstein getting sentenced to 16 years after a rape conviction. Also, Benson, I didn't call her a transphobe. I said she has her thoughts on it. Did I call J.K. Rowling a transphobe?
You were talking about how people call her trans.
People call her that. I've never called her that. Like, look, man, I don't agree with like it's like as a white dude, as a white cis het male, I'm just gonna sit this one the fuck out. All right, like mostly because it's like, for one, I get her argument. I understand,
Stop,
but I don't. I'm not
stop.
saying I agree with it. I say I get it. All right, like I get what she's trying to say. I'm just like, I think we also need to like, okay, she can sit there and go like, I think women are like, biological females are only women and that's it. Okay, that's her opinion. But then I'm like, you wrote an entire book series about people literally being whatever the fuck they want. Like, you're telling me there's not a spell where like a chick can grow a dick? Like, there's not a transfiguration for your genitals?
Okay.
Wingardium boniosa. Like, you're just not there? Come on.
Listen,
Listen,
here's the thing.
If you can do a polyjuice potion, okay, polyjuice potion is just fucking HRT. Let's be fair. Okay, it's just fucking HRT. That's all it is. So if a fucking 11-year-old, right? Or no, how old Chamber of Secrets? They would have been 9 in Chamber of Secrets. So if a 9-year-old can get access to Wizarding World's version of HRT and brew it in a bathtub or a bathroom cauldron, all right, in the second fucking book, all I'm saying is, what's JK thinking on that one? All right. Like, I mean, here's the question: if because they use the polyjuice potion twice in the series, okay, in Chamber of Secrets and the Deathly Hallows, okay. So at that point, does that change their internal organs to be that like if Hermione or if Ron, let's say Ron decides he wants to become Rhonda, all right, and he ends up taking the polyjuice potion, like does Rhonda at that point, like would Rhonda's internal organs then would they be a period having person?
Oh.
That's my question.
Okay.
Well,
let's
I mean,
go
to
ahead.
be fair, the polyjuice potion is only temporary.
But you can keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because
hold on.
remember, Mad Eye Moody in fucking number 3, right? Mad Eye Moody was not Mad Eye Moody. He was I forget who it was.
Barty
but-
Crouch Jr.
Barty Crouch Jr., who had been keeping Mad Eye Moody locked up for the entire semester, the entire year, and plucking out hair in order to put it into the polyjuice to continue being Mad Eye Moody. So you can call it temporary, but you can keep it going. Just like if you're on HRT and you go off HRT, stuff happens.
Okay, wait, hold on.
I think.
Here's the thing. Hold on, here.
I'm trying to be funny. If I'm go too far, let me know.
Listen, I am just gonna say, as a cisgen woman who's also pansexual, because I always have to say that as like a disclaimer.
Well,
Okay.
hold on. As a cisgen? What are you, a gaming console?
Yes, I am. A
Like a
cisgender woman.
Cishet. Cishet.
Listen. Anyway, my point being
Cishet
is
woman.
like, listen.
Well,
I
you can't really be cis. You just be.
Either way, shut up.
I don't know what you are at this
Shut
point.
up.
You're
Yeah, I
weird.
don't know what I am anymore.
You're an attack
Anyway.
helicopter.
Yes, I just stop. Mads. Oh my god.
She's coming in hot, ladies and gentlemen. She's been arming her
God.
B-52s.
Oh my
Out of the way! Out of the way!
He really said that. He really said.
Fuck
Anyway,
you, Max!
Listen, man. Listen. Okay, I love everybody, right? I'm attracted to everybody, but my point being is like, I understand what J.K. Rowling's trying to do, but like as a female, okay, I personally have no problem with transgender women identifying as women. If I meet you as a transgender woman and I see a woman, I'm going to identify as a woman. That's just how I feel. I don't really feel like I need to advocate my beliefs and things on other people, call it feminism. I think when the issue I have with J.K. Rowling is that, like, yeah, the argument she makes is understandable, but the way she presented it came off very ignorant. So, I mean, I get why people consider her transphobic, but at the same time, I don't really think she's transphobic. I just think that she's kind of set in her ways in a little bit of ignorance, and I'm not going to cancel her for being ignorant. If that's the problem with people, they're so quick to cancel you instead of educate you on why they feel what you said was ignorant or phobic. A conversation needs to be had to explain why I feel this way about what you said. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Also, you're a fucking helicopter.
God, I'm an Apache.
You're a fucking Apache.
That's the most alpha of all helicopters.
By the way, before you get into this topic, will you please watch Sean O'Rourke's shorts with this? I laughed my ass off. Sean
send it to me. Send it to me.
Yeah, I gotta get it. It's freaking hilarious. Okay, you do that.
I did see. Sorry, I saw Tony back there. I was gonna get them here in a second. Anyway, Hermione turned into Harry using polyjuice and then had sex with Ron because that would be hot. When they're of age, obviously, and they're in Hogwarts College, whatever the magic in college is. Is there ever a magic college, wizarding college, or they just all school and shit? I was trying to be funny. That came out real bad, but like
yeah, we're getting that. We're getting that.
We're getting that. Yeah, we're getting to that like slash fic type shit. All of a sudden, it's like, welcome to Hollywood After Dark, Tumblr edition. Fucking. HWAD here says, ask Chat GTP. Honestly, I don't remember what the question would be to ask Chat GTP on that one. So, yeah, I'll ask. I have it up, but just ask me what you want me to say. All right, let's see here. Okay, Benson comes in and says, she isn't transphobic. She believes in protecting real women's rights. Whilst the woke fall asleep at the wheel as the left promote men carrying tampons claiming to have periods.
Bro,
I mean, there's a
lot. No. Here's the thing.
You all can handle that shit. I'm not even going to dive into
Mark, I love you, but here's the thing. Like, again, I am a woman telling you, okay? I am not bothered by transgender women. Like, I'm sorry. It's if we're focusing more on what's between people's legs, like it's crazy. If your gender identity is you are a woman and you want to be a woman, I'm fine with that. It doesn't hurt me. And I think that that's the problem with what I have with your comment is like you're making it seem like when you say protecting real women, like real women are cunts. I'm just gonna say it. There's the one word I'm gonna say just the once, but they are, and I'm sorry, but like this whole thing about trans women versus real women, it's like it's dumb to me. Like who freaking cares? Just let people live their lives how they want to live their lives. If they want to be a woman, then they can be a woman, and I'm gonna view them as a woman. It doesn't matter if they're real women or not. I don't care if they had a constructed vagina and they can't give birth or they can't have their period. They're the lucky ones, in my opinion. Do you understand? You will never understand as men who say this what it's like to be a woman. A real woman who has a vagina that bleeds once a month and doesn't freaking die, who has to literally push a bowling ball out of her freaking vagina when we get pregnant. Like when we get older, our tits, like, I'm sorry, transgender women have it easy. I'd rather be a transgender woman than a real woman. They have all the benefits of being beautiful and have titties and a vagina, and they don't have the burdens of getting periods and cramps and freaking giving birth. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. So I don't care. Sorry, J.K. Rowling making this whole argument about protecting real women. What do we need protecting for? Women's rights for what? We have rights. What rights don't we have? We have the right to vote. We have the right to work. We have the right to drive cars. What rights don't we have right now that needs protecting? That what because transgender women want women's rights? Like what rights are they not getting that we need to protect? I'm very confused. What rights? What rights? What rights do we not have that need protecting? I really does anyone have any questions? I don't understand.
You guys,
what rights? Do I not have
a fuck did I just walk into?
I don't know. I mean, a very interesting. It's tonight. It's a very special episode of Hollywood After Dark, and the after school edition of the show. We'll be tackling transgenderism.
Okay, wait, hold on, Benson. You'll say you'll never understand what it takes to have a period, Benson. When I was younger, my period stopped when I was 16, and I didn't get it for 2 years. So I guess I wasn't a real woman for a whole 2 years because I didn't bleed like a normal woman, right? By your logic, like some women don't ever get their periods. It's rare, but it happens. So again, if we're just limiting what defines a woman based on a menstrual cycle or having birth, some women can't even give birth. So are they not real women because their ovaries are dead? I don't understand your argument. Some real women who are born women don't get their period. They can't have children. So are they not real women? It doesn't matter if you were born a woman or a man, whatever. That's the problem that society has. We're so focused on what's between people's legs. We're literally not treating them as people anymore. Women have rights. You still haven't told me what rights women don't have that need protecting.
Saggy,
Give
do
me
you need to
right.
drop,
Huh?
Saggy, do you need to drop kick Benson's too?
I'm gonna start drop kicking everybody except for Queen Danny, because me and Queen Danny used to not get along, but I love Queen Danny now. So me and Queen Danny tight. We tight.
You never answered my question earlier on this stream. I asked you a couple times because I said I'd pay to watch you drop kick Mo Moon and Isaac. How much do you charge?
Free. I'll do it for free.
She'll just do it because Mo annoys her. I think that's just the reality of it.
That's also true. That's also true.
I said on Saggy's stream earlier, Mo and Isaac woke up earlier today and chose fuck around and find out.
They did, Matt. They were testing me. Benson says, "Do you believe men should be placed in a women's prison?" Yeah, because they're gonna get what in jail when they literally look like a woman, going into jail with a bunch of lonely men who literally will do it to guys who will have long hair, bro. Of course. Like, I don't understand. You have this whole idea that transgender women are sexually attracted to women. You do understand that transgender women usually are attracted to men, right? So this whole idea, this whole stigma that transgender women are you really think that a guy is going to spend all this money to transition
most of the
to a woman just to
transgender
get
women that I
laid?
know are attracted to women.
Well, they're attracted to both.
No, I mean literally the first experiences I had with meeting trans women, they were all lesbian. Literally, I'm just my thought of that was
right. Well, hold on. Here's
I mean,
the thing,
I
though.
get it. I mean, everyone loves pussy, but
right. But here's the thing. Even if that's the case, right? The whole idea that these transgender women are literally spending all this money to transform their bodies just to friggin' R-word women is insane. Is insane. All that money just to do that? You think every transgender person does that? That's insane. I don't have a problem. Listen, the only gripe I have with transgender women is listen, if you still have your you-know-whaty, I'm fine with that. But if you use the women's bathroom, please put the toilet seat down, because we don't expect the toilet seat to be up when we go in the women's bathroom. Okay? Because it's a women's bathroom. So at least have the common courtesy to put the toilet seat. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a women's bathroom and my ass went through the toilet seat. Okay? And then they're like, well, why don't you look before you say, 'cause I'm in the women's bathroom. You don't expect that shit in the women's bathroom. At home, there's a difference. You have an argument there. But in the women's bathroom? Really? Twice that's happened to me. I was pissed. I was like, God damn, trans women, you guys want to be women, so please learn the rules, the ethics here. Toilet seat down in the women's bathroom. Thank you.
I just think more people should pee sitting down.
Yeah, because some of you guys miss it. It's weird. I don't know how you
miss. It's not necessarily that we miss. It's just that it's it comes out and it's just it's you ever spray a hose? It's oh yeah, it's a pretty straight stream, but there's outliers.
I don't know why though. It's it looks so simple, but then again, I would never know because I don't have a pee-pee. So I mean,
it's actually, this is why we need to promote uncircumcised men, because they can just pinch the tip and treat it like you're thumbing a hose tip, and you can just pinch it, and then you can make it go the way you want it to.
Jesus Christ, Matt.
What? It's true. If you have foreskin, you know what I'm talking about.
What the? Oh,
Hey,
I mean, that's a little bit of a self-report on my end, to be fair, but it's I guess do you view people? Here's the question: if I'm not even gonna say it. It's not even.
Come on, Matt. Say
I'm
it.
just,
With this, Matt.
I actually don't
are
know.
dudes who are circumcised they considered real men because they lost part of their manhood?
I will say this. I feel bad for you guys because, like I said, your sexual organs is outside of your body, and that sucks. That definitely sucks.
Yeah.
Y'all can't hide that shit. Sometimes you'll just be walking and your pants will brush against, and you're like, God damn it! It sucks. Women don't have that problem. When we get horny, y'all don't know because we just keep it low key. I mean, I'll squirm. That's how you know. I'll be squirming like a rabbit. I'm gonna jump you.
Okay, rub it in.
Wait, is that why women have a lot of pillows?
No, we just like to be comfortable. And we toss and turn a lot.
I'll tell you what. If there is a God, he really outdid himself by giving us junk.
It's like a puzzle piece is the way that I've always kind of viewed it. It's just but it's.
Well, the worst part about guys having penises is not the penis, it's the balls. I feel bad for you guys having balls. If it was just the penis, that's one thing, but oh God, when you guys get hit in the nuts, I feel bad. I hurt for you. I don't even have balls. When I've seen a guy get kicked in the nuts and I fell down for him. I was like, oh my God.
Exactly. You always hear women say, hey, I'd like to have another kid. You don't hear dudes say, give me another shot in the nuts.
I mean,
Well,
for the record, we get a lot. We have options for like, you know, a lot of drugs where you guys don't really necessarily, you know, are on medication when you get hit in the nuts. So we get preparations for the pain.
Oh man.
But also,
well, like when my girlfriend had our second child, the dog though she was feeling like she was going into labor the day the baby was born, and we went to the hospital and they basically sent her home because she wasn't dilated enough yet. And then we go back that night because she's like it's time. So I take her to the hospital. We get her into the room, and they're like, you know, they're prepping it. So I thought it was going to be like the last time because there was like, you know, we had like 7 hours before our first daughter was born. So I go to the car and I call my dad, talk to my dad, let him know what's going on. And then like I get a phone call, but I miss it. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll call him back in a second. I go walking back into the room, and literally I walk in and it was like fucking an episode of ER. Cause like she was giving birth at that point in time. Like that, you know, like I literally walk in the room with all of our luggage. I set the luggage down, and then like 30 seconds later, my daughter is born. Like that's how fucking fast it was. I almost missed it. And
Listen,
then,
a
you know,
comedian said it best. A comedian said it best, Matt. I don't know why, but like vaginas are so powerful that like our soldiers should be wearing vaginas. Just saying. That was a
our
true thing.
soldiers should be wearing vaginas.
Yeah, their
What
armor
the
should be
hell?
made out of vagina.
Well, I mean, like I think what Betty White made a comment about like how pussies are more powerful than balls because like pussies take a pounding. She made a comment about that once. I was like, that's right, Betty White. I bet you do.
I miss
Anyway,
Betty White.
Exactly.
same here. H parts for 2. Thank you. Says Saggy, when you want your Arby's?
When you come to Vegas,
Is he coming to Vegas?
I would hope so. You got some date. Like, bitch, I just got my friggin' taxes. That's why you got that hundo.
Oh, right. I as a self-employed business owner, I don't get tax returns.
No,
I
I've
just
been
owe the
hearing that.
government.
I've been hearing that, and I'm like, damn, that's why I don't want to be a business owner anymore, man. The taxes you guys gotta pay. No, thank you.
Why do you think I live in Washington? There's no income tax here. There's
Mm.
no income tax, and I don't even know how. I have full health coverage provided by the state.
Well,
I applied for it. I got it. So it's like my doctor appointment in the morning, all my medications, like therapy, the CAT scans I've had to get before, you know, for my back and stuff, all covered by the state. I'm just like, you know, I mean, sure, it's like I have to go to a really shitty ass clinic and I have to wait like 3-4 months to get a fucking appointment, but you know, good with the bad.
by the way, guys, I know you guys are not used to being on a panel with me. So feel free to just talk over me if I'm talking too much, because I will talk so much. And
She doesn't shut the fuck up. I mean, you could literally, it's just like, you know, it's like Saggy down now. Yeah. See, that's how you know she's in the mood.
Shaggy,
Yes.
Shaggy,
Yeah.
Miss Shaggy.
Yes.
Can you answer me a question? Because I'm an idiot.
I don't think you're an idiot, but
you said you're pansexual.
yes.
You said you were pansexual. Whenever I hear the word pansexual, I can't help thinking of that Dave Chappelle skit when he's dancing with hooves. I know that's not the case, but what is a pansexual?
It's somebody who that's attracted to anyone. It doesn't matter what their gender is or gender identity.
Okay. That's all. Okay. I think that's. Yeah, we've seen Torchwood.
What is it?
It's a Doctor Who
Torchwood.
spin-off. It's called
I have
Torchwood.
not. I have
Well, the
not
character
seen.
there is named Captain Jack Harkness. Yeah, I think he might be a pansexual because, you know, or no offense, people nickname him a trisexual because, you know. But yeah, I think he's a pansexual. So I think you have heroes representation in the sci-fi British world. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think pansexuality has become more of a thing lately. If you guys haven't noticed, a lot of stuff in entertainment, like a lot of the characters are like pansexual now.
Oh yeah, well, I think in many instances it's just, you know, people trying to like, I don't know, I got no idea. It's, you know,
I
It
sent
is
you
what
a
it
link
is.
to Sean's thing though. I
Yeah.
died laughing, and I'm gonna go to hell for it. But oh my god, his face when I don't want to spoil it, but he had me dead, dude. I was like, I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell
All
for
right,
laughing at
we
this.
got it. I got it right here. So, yeah, Pan's like everyone. Basically, is a nice way to sum it up. Yeah. This cat don't play says this show should be called Pot Smokers After Dark. I don't smoke pot though, so yeah.
That's not
on that
legal in
one.
my state anyway. Not yet.
Well, not yet. Should be. God damn it.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see this here.
He's been sentenced to 16 years in prison on top of a 23-year prison sentence that was already handed down to him in New York. The 16-year sentence is Los Angeles. His lawyers tried to ask for mercy, saying he made hundreds of movies that satisfy millions of people, and people thanked him at the Oscars for all the good things he did for people, and yeah, but all that raping. Oh well. And there you have it, folks. He's been sentenced to 16.
The oh well is good. Yeah.
I fucking love Sean the way his face was. He's like, yeah, but all that other stuff. The face he made, I was dying. I'm like, I'm going to hell for this. That delivery was like, I friggin' Sean has become my favorite human being on the planet. I don't care who Sean could associate with some shitty people. I will always love Sean. Just the way he delivered that. But yeah, but all
that raping.
all that raping. I don't know why that.
And you fuckers think I have bad jokes.
No, it's just the way his face was when he said it. Because all nonchalant, like, but all that raping, guys. He's not wrong, but still, the way he delivered it was. I got tears, bro. I can't.
I don't know. I have a feeling I might just be wrong on this, but I have a feeling that, like, you know, it's going to be the appeals process is where things are going to get really interesting, because the appeals process might, you know, I mean, look at Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You know, he was going to die in jail. A technicality gets him out, and then he's all like, "Hey, I'm going back on tour," you know. And
Was Weinstein in jail right now, or he's just
He's out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if he's in. I know he was in jail, but yeah.
I do have one question though. It took Harvey Weinstein to kick off Me Too. Why didn't that happen with Bill Cosby? We know what he was guilty of before Harvey Weinstein's shit caught up with him.
My take on that has a lot to do with what I think is Ronan Farrow wanted to go after Woody Allen. That's who he was really going after. And in the process of that, doing Harvey Weinstein, because Harvey Weinstein was more or less seen as being largely untouchable. You know, it was like everyone knew Harvey was a piece of shit. No one ever questioned it. But it was like, but he had all that power. And then there was the moment where all of a sudden here's this big thing, and he just, you know, he lost it. No one came out to defend him. A couple of accusations here and there he could maybe get away from, you know, but
he was also high profile.
Yeah.
So like I think with Bill Cosby wasn't as high profile as Harvey Weinstein. Like that was like the big dog.
Yeah. And then the next day was Andy Signor.
Oh God, that's right.
And he's held on the victim comics ever since.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because with Andy, like, I mean, obviously I'm biased because I covered that, but like the thing that's crazy about Andy is like he really did get away with that shit, and then like a couple of years later he gets caught doing it again, and everyone's just like, yeah, nah, he already got away with it once. It's like, bro, what is he, the new R. Kelly?
It's like, oh well, nevertheless.
So are you saying that he got away with it because he's white?
No, I'm saying he got away with it because he was smart enough to focus on the one person who he could use to wiggle his way out of it, which is weird because I've seen him wiggle and it's not pretty. So
Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's pretty
Oh.
horrible in many
Yeah.
ways.
yeah, you guys should be very sad for me. Okay, the things I do to help people expose some garbage people. I had to subject myself and my vision to some traumatic videos. I had to verify. So
Oh.
I do it so you don't have to, guys. I do it so you don't have to.
You have our sympathies.
Thank you.
I mean, I just remember accidentally watching watching it live when Ralph dropped his own sex tape. You know,
Dude, that was listen, I thought that was bad too, but like I don't know which is worse. Like Ethan, I mean, I think Ethan Ralph, because Andy might not be the most attractive person in the world, but like compared to Ethan Ralph, he's a friggin' Chad.
Zach, you were talking about Rip Dilla on your stream earlier, and what was one of the people that he had to cover a story for? A trans canine.
Yeah, trans canine, that's a thing, guys.
A trans canine.
I'm
You don't
sorry.
want to know.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That there was a woman on Twitter who identified as a trans canine and also had adult content of her
Fucking a dog.
with the dogs. That was a real thing. She got suspended once people mass reported her, but yeah, it was gross. It was really gross. Yeah, people are fucking disgusting. Like in life, it's just never ceases to surprise me anymore. But yeah, that was a thing, Matt. That was definitely a thing.
I hate
Same.
I hate humanity. What is it about like I don't even know anymore, like what the fuck, right? It's just like Holden Benson here says this is what happens when the left woke take over. I mean, well, to be fair, when you've got the right wing in control, they do the same shit. They just only get caught later on. So,
she got fired from a job too, and then she was like on Twitter crying about it. They got me fired from my job just because I'm living my truth. And it's like, bitch, no, it's because
wasn't she like an educator or something? Or she? I think I know the one you're talking about. Like the thing with that though is like this is where like social media is good because it showcases that people like that like exist and then they can be held accountable. Like shit like that. Like if you injure an animal or fuck one, I guess, like, yeah, call that shit out. That's like terrible. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And if you're out there like, I'm like, I'm living my best life. I'm just, playing Red Rover all day. It's like, no, you shouldn't do that. That's not correct. Jesus.
If that's living your best life, you would deserve to be in a fucking penitentiary.
I mean, people are like, sorry, go ahead, second.
I was gonna say it'd be like one thing, right? If like you said you are trans canine for attention, shock value, and stuff, but like it's another when you're actually like doing the act. Like I would be like, okay, you're weird too. I self-identify as an animal because like whatever, but like now you're like hurting and abusing animals. Yeah, like you're disgusting and you should not breathe.
Speaking of weird people, and I never really wanted to bring this person up again. Remember that girl like years back that put her own bloody tampon in her mouth?
No, I mean,
what?
That put a bloody tampon in her mouth?
Yeah, it was like.
I mean,
I'm glad I missed that one.
That's not the weirdest thing I've seen on the internet, to be fair.
I'm glad I missed that one because that sounds
that's yeah. Was that real or was that like a 4chan prank?
I hope. I don't.
It's all It's all fucking insane. But hey, guys, on that note, it is after 12:40 a.m. here. I do have to be up to go to the doctor's office in the morning, so I do have to kind of wind things down. There was, I guess, an anime trailer to check out that was brought to us earlier by
Command
I think
Unit.
it was no, it was Isaac. The Command Unit is not here tonight. That I have seen. So you know
Isaac
that was a
thing?
weird ending. Yeah, Isaac.
Sorry.
It happens.
Play that 40K. This isn't 40K. It's anime, so it could be. I might lose more subscribers by playing anime.
Wait, what kind of anime is it? Because
It's called Death Parade. I don't know what the fuck it is.
It sounds familiar, but careful with Japanese stuff because they will strike your channel.
So I get hit all the time.
Yeah, but not a claim. I'm like legit strike.
Oh,
I
yeah,
got hit with 2 strikes by Japanese companies. They don't play around with their properties.
Yeah, especially Studio Ghibli.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when we do the anime red pill nights, those I'm surprised those don't always get taken down. Like you gotta, they've been okay. They haven't gone down yet, but I have gotten recently copyright claims from really older videos.
I've been too.
They're just like, oh, you get this claim from this thing, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Go ahead and have that like probably 2 cents in ad revenue, you greedy vultures. But it is okay. We'll just check this out.
I know Ryan's excited.
いらっしゃいませ。クイーンデキムへようこそ。では、早速で申し訳ありません。
Hold on, I'll try to put on.
少し質問をさせていただきます。ここへ来た時のことを覚えていらっしゃいます。いや、覚えてます。では、これよりこの状況をご説明させていただきます。ご清聴のほどよろしくお願いいたします。まず、ここがどこなのかという問いにはお答えできません。これよりお二人にはゲームをしていただきます。
ゲーム
3つ。ゲームの内容はルーレットで決めていたゲームに決まります。4つ。ゲームは命をかけて行っていただきます。5つ。そしてゲームが終わるまで当店から出ることはできません。
本当に出口がねえ。
出口はどこだ？ゲーム後でないと当店から出ることはできません。ゲームなどしないと言ったらあまりおすすめしません。
私たちに何をしたんだ？
特には何も。
ならこの痛みは何だ？
初めて命を助けとお伝えしたはずです。
できないよ。私が代わりにやってあげよう。
Interesting.
So it's basically like Alice in Borderlands.
Or Squid Game. But
Yeah, it's
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, for the record, Alice in Borderlands came first, but like whatever.
For the record, I don't fucking care.
For the record, Battle Royale came first.
For the record, I saw it.
Okay, so like maybe you should
I've
know
seen
your anime history.
Why would I need to see my anime history when I've seen the live action movie from 2000?
But here's the thing, though: how the fuck are they gonna do a Squid Games 2? Because are they gonna just have new people playing the same games, and the side story now is the guy who won the first one? So spoiler alert, is gonna come back and try to stop it. So how are they gonna do Squid Games 2? I'm curious.
I don't know. I just want to know why he dyed his hair red.
Yeah,
that's
For symbolism. So a lot of these shows, if you notice, coloring. So the colors of the red suits were the people who were in control and in power, right? And then the people who were being the players and people being controlled were in green. So a lot of people theorize that he dyed it red because now he's taking control. Now he has the power. It was like a symbolic type thing, which would make sense because
I could get that. I don't know. I'm very I'm excited to see
Or
what
maybe he was just trying to look like a BTS member. I don't fucking know. K-pop. It's Korean. He was looking like K-pop.
just never watch that show dubbed. Like just never watch it dubbed.
Yeah.
Always watch that shit subtitled. Even if
Right.
like even with anime and stuff like that, like anime, because when I go into watching it for April, or maybe I'll move it to May, I'll probably like, you know, watch if it's like if I can get it. I think Your Name I've got. I'll watch it. I'll watch it subtitled.
Yeah, I
You
think
watched
that's
Your Name?
best. Yeah.
You're watching Your Name?
Yeah, Taylor actually sent me a copy of it on Blu-ray, and asked me because I've known Taylor for years, so it's like, you know, if I've known you for a long time, if I'm looking to fill a spot,
God,
you know.
I wish, like, I mean, I get it, but like, there are so many classic animes that you were just missing out on. That
Well,
I don't
here's the okay. Well, you got to understand, like when it comes to potty, like you guys know, anime is not my jam. All right, but it's not to say that I'm against it. I don't have the same level of appreciation that you guys have, and that's okay. And a lot of the people who come here like to red pill me on anime. You know, if I do an if I do the anime red pill night, like I know Jess will be like, he'll DM me earlier. He's like, all right, here's my trailers. Like he's like ready to go on what he wants me to watch.
Well, so here's the thing with your issue with anime and why people get on you, because like anime is not like just a genre. It's just what it is. Like it's a genre, but like there are different genres of anime, and it's like you haven't found the type of genre anime that is interesting to you. So like you're getting recommended, like a lot of anime fans, they like it across the board. Like whatever is a good story and stuff. A lot of anime fans will watch whatever type of genre anime that's out there as long as it's good. But like with you, you're one of those people that you need to start with something that is catered to what you like, and then maybe that'll get you more interested into the other stories. But you have to find an anime that's like something your style. So
Sure.
like I really think because you're into superhero stuff, I do think you would be somebody who would be really into My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah.
Because
I mean, I probably would. I mean, I also like the, you know, like I did enjoy Death Note. I just found it to get like really a little bit too dark out. Like not so much dark, but like it just really dragged it out after a while.
I mean, yeah, especially towards the end of Death Note, gets really depressing.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, like it's just like I want to be excited. Like it's like when I watched Squid Game. Like Squid Game, I was like, okay, I heard about it. All right, it's pretty good. You know, first episode's really solid, and like, okay, you know, and then as it just progresses through the season, you're just like, holy shit! Like now I just got to see where the fuck it goes, because you get into the characters and everything else, and you know, there's anime. No, there's like anime that like I enjoy, like that I just don't watch it very frequently. Like I mean, I watched Ghost in the Shell and I watched Akira and everything else, and I thought they were fine. My issue's just with the endings. I didn't like Akira's ending, but I mean, but the animation was amazing.
well, that's
You know?
because you're not used to anime. And like one thing you'll find, a lot of like animes like that, they do always tend to end with not the good ending, because they, you know, the whole thing of getting tired of like the happy ending for every character. Like every character has a happy ending. It's more about like the journey, right? Because like the most shocking ending in an anime for me was Tokyo Ghoul, and I know Ryan knows about Tokyo Ghoul, but like the way Tokyo Ghoul is set up, it's like it builds you up to this character, make you empathize with this character in this world and the situation that they found themselves in, and it makes you like cheer for this guy, and you're like, this guy's gonna be a badass, he's gonna be a hero, like he's gonna be cool, he's gonna be different than all the other bad guys that, you know, whatever. And then you get to the end and you're just like, I didn't see that coming. Oh shit. And that's why the endings are the way they are, because these animes are to get you to think like you know what's gonna happen, or like to predict what you think is gonna happen based on the story they're telling you. And then they just throw that out. Like Neon Genesis Evangelion is one of those animes that did that in the most fucked up way possible, because it just, you think you know what's happening, you think you understand the plot, you think you know what's going on, and then they just friggin' throw this big curve at you. Like they M. Night Shyamalan the shit out of that anime, and you're just sitting there with your jaw dropped like, what the fuck was I watching for like this entire time?
Yeah, I was about to bring that up with Neon Genesis Evangelion, the series finale of that show. Fans adamantly despised that ending
Because it like threw you off. You were just like, what?
Yeah.
This is how you're ending? Like, what the fuck is happening? Like that's why I love anime, because they always keep you guessing, and they always have stories where you think you know what's going on. You're all on board, you're loving it, and then they're just like, yeah, no, everything you just watched and enjoyed, we're gonna just shit in your cereal real quick and then make you eat it.
Honestly, the last episode of that show kind of felt like it kind of went off its meds and just went on a depressing tangent about philosophy. But then it made up with the end of Evangelion, which I think had a proper send off to these characters and to the world, and ultimately the fans were satisfied with that.
Well, good for the fans.
That's like, I don't care about it.
I mean, I never finished Evangelion. I lost interest in it. So, but then again, like I just maybe wasn't at the right time to watch it. Some things just don't sit. It's like I really enjoyed Ghost in the Shell. I didn't necessarily care for the end. I thought the ending was better than Akira. But again, Akira, the thing with that was it's just like, oh, it turns into the monster dies, it's over. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even Akira's director admitted that he had no idea how he's gonna end it, because he was making it when the manga was still in the middle of its story. So.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But it's like, we were talking the other night, like RJ was bringing up, I think the other night about like, or somebody was saying the other night about how like manga's doing a lot better than comics, because like it's like really like one single creator telling a consistent story, and that's doing quite well with a lot of people versus like the different runs in comic books. You're like, this is a 6-issue run. What the fuck is this about? It's hard to find in many instances. You get lost in the story, or it's a whole new story and you pick up the wrong thing. I mean, I think comics in general have largely made it very difficult for they've largely made, sorry, I got fucking goddamn it. We'll end it with this image I was sent, but they largely get lost is what I think it is. And I think sorry, I got distracted, but I think comic manufacturers have just like they've made it too confusing. They've boxed themselves in, with the stories that they tell. Sorry, I'm getting sleepy. It's getting late. But there was a Jess here for 5, real quick here. Thank you. What sells in anime are characters. Most anime are memorable for their characters. Would you guys agree or disagree?
I'm in the same boat as you, Matt. I don't watch anime.
Well, it's not that like I'm willing to give it a shot. I think that's the difference between me and other people that aren't big fans. Like if something, and that's why I do like the Red Pill Knight, because some of that stuff is really cool looking, like all right, this seems interesting. I want to see more from this. That's something to look out for. Like I've mentioned, like I do enjoy Studio Ghibli films.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say just start with Studio Ghibli films. Most of them are really good, are really great. So.
Yeah, I need to rewatch Howl's Moving Castle to see like if I can get around to liking it, because I just didn't care for it the first time I saw it. But like I've said, Spirited Away is fucking amazing. Princess Mononoke, a bunch of those are really really good. I mean, as soon as that, what was that God, the Earwig and the Angry Witch, that thing. Did you ever watch that thing? Right, like. When I got HBO Max and that was coming, I heard that was coming. I'm like, fuck, dude, Studio Ghibli's doing a CG film. Okay, I gotta see this, because I'm like, I know who they are, through some of their films and also their reputation. And then I watched that movie, and that movie's so bad. Yeah, like it doesn't get going until literally the very end of the movie. Like when it gets to the very end of the movie, you're like, oh, finally, it's going somewhere interesting, and then over, and you're like, but. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's the thing with Goro Miyazaki. He isn't exactly his dad. He isn't exactly the best director out there.
that's like when you're like, he's like, man, I'm a nepo baby, but yeah, that's about what he's got.
Yeah. Even Hayao Miyazaki has said that his son isn't that talented. So.
Yeah, Miyazaki feels like he doesn't ever really pull his punches, and you have to respect that quite a bit. But Ash here says, I sent you a DM or a meme on Twitter. Yeah. So this is the meme. This is what distracted me, guys. I saw this real quick, and then we're gonna end it here. This is this is the hot tub at the La Quinta Inn. If you know, you know.
Right.
You gotta edit that and update it now because you know they have somebody who just joined their ranks. So
Maybe that's what the sheep in the back is.
oof.
Sorry, Matt's got no chill when it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm exhausted. So thank you for that, Ashley. Appreciate it. But all right, everybody, it's been a fun ride. If driving is dead tomorrow night, then we'll probably do a live. I don't know. We'll just have fun, see what's going on. If anything big happens, if you guys have seen Cocaine Bear, let me know let me know if I'm wrong about my thoughts on that one. I'll do a review on those tomorrow for that and Ant-Man and the Wasp. So it's a lamb. If you know, you know. I know, Sag, you know. Watch Wicked. I've seen Wicked City. I've seen Wicked City. I remember that name. Let me look it up real quick. God damn it. All right. I did see this one. Right? This is I rented this. I think yes, yeah. I think it's like because there's like nudity in it or something like that. Hey, here's the thing: before you're able to get porn, being the age of 18, just rent some anime. That's why so many degenerates. No, I watch. Oh yes. Jess here also says watch Pompo the Cinephile. The Blu-ray for that. I'm looking at the Blu-ray of that right now. People send me stuff. I have a nice little collection growing of things people have sent me. I just need to finish hooking up the 4K player in the bedroom. Because here's what sucks: if you have a 4K television, you have to have a 4K player to watch stuff, or else it looks like shit. Like I learned that the hard way. My PS3, I'm like, oh, I watch, or PS4, I was like, I'll watch a Blu-ray, and then like the Blu-ray looked like ass, and I found out it's because it's upscaling it to a 4K. It looks like shit. So that's why for a lot of these movies, like I probably just will end up just finding a digital copy if I can, and then just watching it that way because it's like so much easier and accessible for me. But I do love physical copies of stuff because I can still have all the special features. But that's all. All right. Who's the Max Landis of anime? I don't know. Someone's asleep. But okay. All right, everybody. See you guys later.
Bye.